got nothing. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back. We have just witnessed, of course, FaZe Clan falling on Inferno yet again. Bit of a dire circumstance for them. Either way, it's Na'Vi with a big win versus a big team, and that's going to be a big sigh of relief for them as they head into Mirage, a map where they are less comfortable. I'm joined by Jan Karponovic and Chad Birchall.
And Big is the team that was out in last place in last season of Pro League, Alex, relegated to the Mountain Dew League, and Na'Vi is the team that you picked to be in last place for this season. How's that going for you so far?
So far, not ideal. I agree. But you
it's
know,
it's a long
season. You know what's going to happen.
They could fall off.
They could
we've seen it
fall
before.
off.
We've seen teams start really strong and fall off. We've seen teams start really slow. And a team that's starting kind of slow is FaZe. It must be pretty frustrating, right? Like, these guys here are a team who have a lot more skill than a team like Na'Vi across the board, player for player, right? Even when you compare the in-game leaders, I'd say Karrigan's more of a fragger than Zeus.
Sure.
But they just got completely manhandled, and that was done over Mr. Simple, who he was doing what he did at DreamHack Winter last year. He just carried that whole tournament. On that T side, running around, I think he had 22 kills in the first half, beasting it up, getting it done. He's a sensational player.
Does it make your job boring when you have a player like Simple on a team like Na'Vi? Because you just basically find yourself the answer to a lot of the questions I'm going to be asking you is Simple X and Simple Y.
I think it makes it a little bit annoying because most of the time, even when Simple has a good game, it's more than just him playing well that they won the game. But unfortunately, this time around, it does feel like that was the main reason, getting 22 kills on the T side of Inferno, considering how those rounds went for Na'Vi. It's not like he was being put in a amazing position to frag. He was mostly doing it through sheer individual skills. So that being said, for FaZe, you wonder whether the fact that a couple of players did go on a mini vacation after the major, you know, whether that is haunting them a little bit now, because they did have some glaring issues after that grand final.
Yeah, but I mean, a 16-6, it's not, you know, it's almost unforgivable, isn't it?
It's weird that their Inferno is just falling off the map,
This was
right?
their map.
It doesn't make sense because, like, it is a map, obviously, that is utility-based and map control, but even with the pistols, we've seen them, they won an eco in that first half, right? They actually won one back themselves. So it's not like they don't have the players to be able to do stuff like that. Maybe it just requires a lot more synergy in the flow of the map to get, and when you're being dictated to the way that was happening there, Simple was just beasting them, right? He ended up with 31 kills overall. He had 5 opening frags, so that means he's not just getting like the grit work done after the round's been opened up. There's 5 rounds. That's the most out of anybody in the server with opening kills. Yeah. So he's just beasting a lot of the different categories. And sure, we talk about, you know, the drop-off of FaZe, but you can't always account for a player that's just going to do that when he's just ripping you apart. And that's something which FaZe are known for probably more than what a Na'Vi would be. Probably going to be an alteration in their vetoes then. It's safe to assume as this tournament and this league progresses, probably going to be seeing less Inferno. That's 2 games for FaZe where Inferno's cropped up both times.
Yeah, we'll see them both in Kiev and in Katowice the next 2 weeks, 2 big lands. So seeing how they fared there on the map is probably going to have a lot of impact on how they proceed in Pro League with the veto.
And let's not forget, and it's worth reminding you guys at home as well, that this was Na'Vi's best map by quite a considerable margin. Most played and most successful for Na'Vi, especially very, very in the recent months. This has been a map that they go to. Now, of course, coming into the next one, Mirage, this is where we are, I assume, and this is where you can tell me if I'm right or wrong, you're going to give FaZe an edge in quite a considerable
one. I think FaZe has an edge on every map. You know, the Inferno was probably the best one for Na'Vi that they could get. They got it. When you look at Mirage, you know, what we saw from FaZe at the major, that was one of the maps where their T side was actually pretty good. I mean, that comeback in the grand final, map 1 against Cloud9, was mostly due to great calling from Karrigan, and then the players executing well. Obviously, Guardian and Olaf played really well, won some clutches and so forth. So I think this is where for FaZe, it is going to be slightly easier because mostly they've been struggling on their T sides, barring that one Inferno game where here that their CT side really failed them.
Okay, I mean, so what is FaZe T side something that you're not always getting then? Because you sounded kind of almost surprised.
It seems like it, you know. I mean, I'm going to reference the grand final at the major a lot because that was the one big game they lost so far this season, and that was due to their, on map number 2 and 3, their T sides not really delivering, you know, not adjusting fast enough to what Cloud9 was doing in that particular game. So that's something that you need to put the most focus on, simply because when you are not calling correctly, when you're not doing things correctly on the map, it doesn't matter that you have Nick, Olofmeister, and Guardian. You can make them look like, you know, average players if you're sending them into the mid grinder. So that's crucial, you know, for your players to be able to deliver on the serve.
And there is one name that Yanko's mentioned there, and we're talking about the major final, that I feel like it could be quite an interesting topic of discussion. That's Nico. He had some of his worst stats he's ever had in an offline environment in that major final. And I mean, we haven't been shouting and screaming his name so far in the Pro League. I mean, what do you reckon of Nico currently?
Yeah, he just had a bit of a rough match then as well. It wasn't like, kind of, you could say he was getting avoided, but he wasn't in any positions to pick up those multi-frags we expect from him. I'm curious to know, like, this team, obviously the dynamic, it's still being worked out, who's going to be the alpha or who's going to be consistently the guy towards the top. And doesn't actually ever seem to be Nico. He seems to be the one that's a bit irregular. Rain, Olaf, Guardian more so have those star performances in my mind. And I don't know what the situation within the team is. I don't know, anything that's going on like that. I can't like speak for that. But it's sad that we're not seeing the beast mode Nico. But this is what happens in teams, when you have a dynamic, when you have 5 players, there's a bit of give and take. And I'm sure there's no reason that he couldn't just turn it on the next map and come in like swinging. Sure,
because I mean, and FaZe's kind of inception with this roster, that was a lot of everyone's assumptions. And I mean, if you were thinking, when you look at those 5 players, you're thinking of who you want to be just kind of off the leash and have some flexibility and play around his own game. We know what he's capable of in that scenario. And do you think he's not getting that leeway that he desires, Yanko?
I think he is. I think you need to accommodate some of the other players as well. The team is not built around him like it was in Mouse Sports. The team is built for the team to win, and Nico is perfectly fine with that. He'll do whatever it takes. I think he has had some breakout performances. I mean, the New York one was one of the record-breaking in terms of an individual performance, but I agree that his performance was definitely subpar at the major final, but that was his first major final as well. I think that when you look at how he played in some of the rounds, I think the pressure got to him. I think it was a matter of, I mean, when you look at his mechanics, look at that last round of overpass in the first half and they were getting smashed, he's still going for his one-taps. He didn't start panicking, and he still maintained his play style. It's just a matter of, that was a high-pressure situation. Obviously, they were the favorite. They weren't delivering. Cloud9 was doing it in front of their home crowd. The crowd was against them. So I think it's fair to say he underperformed because of everything. But right now, it's up to him to prove that, okay, you did that, and then you saw what happens when you let all those things affect you. Now you need to show that you're able to learn from that experience and bounce back and become more consistent, perhaps, in the big stage.
Absolutely. So kind of a combination of both internal and external situations and influences. To take this map then, Chad, nice and quickly before the game does begin.
I think Na'Vi can take 2 maps tonight. There's going to be a lot of pressure on Karrigan towards that B-bomb site. Na'Vi tend to head over there quite significantly on their T rounds, and I think if he's not able to step up and shut them down, they're going to have their way with FaZe.
FaZe need a win. They need to get a W in that category. Thank you so much, gents. I'll head over then to the side of the desk, because we do have Henry G and Matthew. Now, I always get it right. Is it wait, let me get it right. Trivet.
Hey!
I'll take it.
Yeah, buddy.
I've been practicing.
Yeah.
Matthew Trivet and Henry Greer joining us, our casting duo. It does seem like Chad's giving Na'Vi a bit of faith here. You want to replicate any of that?
Well, absolutely. The way they just played right then, as I said in the cast, like, Simple's having that sort of performance, like he can win games single-handedly. He got 23 frags in the first half, Alex. So that's unheard of. And the clutches he was winning as well. It's not necessarily how good FaZe are being, it's just how ungodly he's performing.
Right, and there was particularly, with that 1v2 where I just heard you kind of, you just get baffled sometimes. You watch around you like, this makes no sense.
Well,
he shouldn't
I was getting ready to say, well, he can't win this
Yeah.
one. There's no way that they're surrounding him. He can't hit the shot. And all of a sudden he does it.
Yeah, I think it was beyond. It was like 110 degrees.
He's on your complete
that
side.
Shouldn't have happened at all. But no, I think Na'Vi is looking really good right now. I don't think it's tactical. I just think they're outgunning them in a lot of ways.
And they lost a pistol in the second half and still managed to bounce back in the second round. So great stuff, and I think they can take Mirage. But I do feel like FaZe are the favourites, but hopefully they can do it.
Take it away.
We're into it already. Pistol rounds well underway, and FaZe going to be running it toward B. Guardian first in, tagged up, slowed down his movement. Electronic and Edward to converge for 2, but Rain does respond with 1. Electronic has managed to back off to the arch. So he's... Oh, what?
Wow.
Okay, 2 is fair play. I thought he was going to be able to contain, control, and allow the rotation. Instead, he gets 2 plus an assist. Simple to close the round, yet another pistol. I shouldn't say yet another. It's 2-1 now for pistols, but Na'Vi picked this one up.
Well, a sort of B-rush there from FaZe, a few flashbangs deployed, and Electronic just stars on them there. That was really nice. There's 2 frags he got. He actually got 3 in total, but beautiful. That's why he's brought into the team, that raw skill he has. Didn't see massive amounts of it at the major. We saw he had like 2 or 3 really good maps, and then some really kind of abysmal ones as well, unfortunately for him. And Edward misses his jump. He'll be punished with a little bit of damage from the Deagle, but ultimately still surviving. It is a force buy here from FaZe. As we head into this round, the Eagles are always going to be deadly on this sort of map. Lots of long-range duels available, and where they can find opening picks with Nico tagged up. Rain goes down. The MP9 doing a lot of work, but Olofmeister, who's been playing really well recently for FaZe, I have to say, who gets one with the CZ. And it will be now a chance. 4-on-4. Carrigan low, same story for Nico. And they'll go towards the Palace area, but look out for Flamey. He sits there with the MP9. If they don't check this, he's going to have to field it. They sort of check it, but take the crosser off. Guardian will trade out at least as Carrigan takes down Flamey. And now we have 1 minute on the clock for them to try and work out what's available to them. Simple still alive, and he's yet to strike, so watch out for him. B-bomb side is open, but for how long? Presumably Zeus or Simple will be heading over there momentarily. I think Zeus has boosted himself up towards short, so he'll be the first point of contact. Oh, he's in the underpass right now? I assume he is, yes.
He's the POC, person of contact. Look at this, Zeus. Goodbye, Kerrigan. Oh, but I say that, Nico's slipping up. Who's it gonna be? Nico. Everyone checks that corner since Katowice 2015 when Snacks was there. Was that Katowice or was that 2014 even, I think?
Yeah, no, it was 2015 was when I was casting. So
rolled over by a bulldozer. You would have bet you house. I remember Tosspot. I remember.
Or maybe it was 2014 if it was him.
Yeah, it was Tosspot.
Yeah, well, there you go.
You would have bet your house on it. He waited. He waited. Hello, Stuart.
I saw him at the major.
I did. He made the same joke to you, apparently.
Yeah, every time I see him, he just goes, Henry G, the man of changing hairstyles. He says
the ever-changing hairstyles.
Ever-changing hairstyle,
yeah. He says it more eloquently.
Yeah.
Olaf does at least get a bomb plant down for FaZe, but Na'Vi's going to collect the kill required to get the defuse. That'll make it 2-0. A little bit of money injected into FaZe's account. It's an offshore account. They won't pay tax on that. They might if they force buy now. But likely they'll save their investments and let it accumulate interest.
I would imagine so. FaZe will be a little bit disappointed with that. They got that nice opening there towards the B-bomb side. It's Simple, of course. I said he hasn't managed to make his mark on this round just yet. He manages to come in from behind them towards the underpass as well. Takes two and picks up the bomb. And FaZe can just get Deagles and PT-50s again. That'll be about it. But Na'Vi off to another flying start here. 2-0. Should be able to get the 3. Mirage, though, another map where both teams are very well versed on. I'm sure we'll see another, hopefully a close game this time. It wasn't really as what we expected on Inferno. Na'Vi just ran away with it completely. First kill for Simple. He really is playing exceptionally well today. He gets the second as well. Just jumps out the window, takes down another. Oh my god, that shot was bananas.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S.
Yeah, that was amazing. He just, like, if you can get a replay of that, that was beautiful. Like, it's against pistols, I don't normally get too excited. Like, people were tweeting me yesterday that I didn't get too excited for Rain spray down an underpass.
Did they tweet you that?
Yeah, they're like, oh, this guy.
You know what you do when they tweet you things you don't like? You just block them.
I mute, depends on the tweet. I just muted that. Like, it wasn't a blockable offense.
Ah, okay.
But
right.
It was a mutable one.
It was a yellow card, not a red card.
It was a yellow card, yeah.
All right, I got you.
But it will be round number 4. Lovely work by Simple there. And the gun rounds begin. Just to note, Guardian without a helmet. That is an issue against 5 and 4s. But apparently not for Olofmeister. He takes down Simple to kick things off. He'll be Carrigan patrolling towards middle. Bit of aggression there, it seems, from Simple. And Olofmeister's got the perfect angle to hold him off. You see his brain splattered across the walls there.
That's rather graphic, Henry.
Yep.
We're trying to appeal to an audience. You know,
well,
we're moving to television in some sectors.
Yeah.
Dear God.
They've hit it on the screen.
Sorry, kids, go to bed.
Yep.
It's time for bed. Daddy's coming to play.
It's my turn on the Xbox now.
Oh.
It's round 4.
The triple Xbox in your case, Hank.
1 minute remaining. 5 on 4. Olofmeister to open things up, and it's up to Edward now. I like this spot a lot. I think it's undervalued as to how powerful it can be. Not when that smoke comes in so much. He might have a tiny gap if he moves a bit to the left. He'll just jump up in towards CPR now. Still believing the fact they could come behind him or boost up to the window. So still a valuable position for him. Olofmeister pushing up towards the connector. It's Flamey in the sandwich area. Flashbang will come in, and it's going to be FaZe finding all the frags here. 4 on 2 now. Zeus and Electronic low HP. Surely they don't get this kill as well. That would be bizarre. And it's only be 1 for Zeus there. Rain of the trade. If they get that, it's a 2 on 2. They had a serious chance there, but Electronic probably just be saving his weapon here. 3-0 start, not too bad. But the game really begins in the next round. That's when the orb, I would imagine, would come out, and we'll see whether they can hold off a full Na'Vi buy there. But a bit of aggression from Simple at the very start, gives them the 5 on 4. Probably won't be trying that again. And as you can see, the money is available there. Simple can buy the AWP. 7 kills, 1 death. And with the saved M4, they should be fine. If he loses this, they'd be struggling somewhat. They only get $1,400. But he can actually drop an M4 now and just help out Flamey, who's got 2,100.
$2,100 hairs. Bucks, as we say.
Bucks, yeah.
How many, you guys say quid, we say bucks.
You say
Sorry?
That's pretty much it, yeah, quid and pounds, that's it.
Quid, pounds.
Yep. So the orb comes out, presumably
German thalers.
Yep. Simple actually goes for... He's been dropped the M4. He'll buy the orb, I'm more sure. There we go. This is their full buy. Like I said, that 1 M4 saved is actually everything. It means they can get 5 rifles now. It'll be Edward, who's got a little bit less. He doesn't have armor, or helmet, I should say. Or any... one smoke and no Molotovs. No AG. So, Simple, where's he going to be playing? Head towards B for now. Olafmeister there. His nemesis of the previous round. He'll jump up on that barrel every now and then just to see if anyone's there, try and get the jump on them.
Nobody jumps like Cold Zero jumps in that position.
True. How does he do that?
How does he do it?
Cold. I said it to Dan all the time. I played PUBG with him a lot in the break, and every time he got a kill, I was like, everyone was just shouting, "How does he do this?" He got a bit bored of it by the end, but
yeah,
I was
sure
entertained.
I'm sure he did.
And I kept saying as well,
I'm gonna
like,
guess
this
that you
is
jumped.
disgusting.
I'm gonna guess that you guys jumped yellow houses every game.
Pretty much.
Yeah, and then bridge camped
Yeah.
every game. Okay, good to know.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
It's
should
our thing.
teach him the. There's a very cool strategy where you go 4 block beside prison, and then you wait for everyone in prison to fight, kill the last guy, and take all the good loot. Zeus takes down Olaf. He likes cheesy strats like that.
He does. Well, it's going to be a 5-on-3 now. Nico, what have you got for us? It's been a quiet game. The analyst is pointing it out, like saying he's not really the superstar as it were right now. The grand final of the major, he was actually very quiet. It wasn't a great performance from him whatsoever. 5-on-2, and Guardian and Karrigan. Can't really do much for this one. Remember, this is a reset round. They're not going to get the bomb down. They might just be better off to saving the weaponry right now and just be able to scramble some sort of a buy for the next round. And that's about as good as it's going to get here. We'll find out. They're going to have 10 seconds, so yes, the save will come through. That means they get no money, so they'll keep their weaponry, but they get no bonus money, no lost bonus at all. Okay. So they've got 2,200 on Guardian. He can drop a UMP.
It's only going to be 1 round. It's 1,400, so they actually save more than they would have got for dying.
Yeah, so it's just not ideal in the sense of Guardian doesn't really want to drop anything. He's the AWP of the team. They might just take some PT50s to go with these weapons. That might be about it. I
think they have to. But more to the point, the 1,400 where they already had, you know, they're still saving more than they would have been able to afford in this round anyway, and their money's actually not that far behind. So it's the right call.
They take pretty much full eco here. Just a PT50 and a Deagle for Olafmeister, Rain full eco. Guardian will try and make this orb work. He knows what Simple's tendencies are, I'm sure. Simple going for the same boost. Guardian wins this. I'm almost certain of it. Flashbang comes through. Oh, Simple didn't peek. All right.
Guardian's trying to spot him. He wants to know if he's there. Zeus, nade, fires into it. Now Simple knows he's there. Simple gets the angle, but he still doesn't hit the shot. They did well to bait him out, but it's Guardian instead. Nearly finds a double as well as he gets Zeus, but the wall keeps him alive on 17. And the op gone, although picked up by Nico. Which is fair enough, because now the deficit in guns goes to just 2. And they open up the map. They spread the defense.
Flamey, nice position. I'm not sure why Karrigan's walking in there by himself. Or Edward gets the double spray down, and FaZe still disjointed today. That's a 4-on-4. That's valuable. That's a winnable round, and Karrigan just walks into
They now have a below 500 rating.
What does that mean?
The 500 would be like your 2-2. They're 2-3 at this point.
Oh, I see what you mean, right.
Loss.
Yeah. Okay.
It's like a baseball thing.
Right.
I honestly, at baseball, I tried to listen to the stats, but I fell asleep waiting for a pitch, so I didn't get it.
Sure. Well, okay.
Tried to watch it.
Yeah, well, FaZe just don't look themselves right now. They don't look like they've got that killer instinct. It's like they're getting reset commonly. They're making mistakes. Like it's not perfect. And Navi, they're playing a pretty solid game here. They're going to mix things up, go aggressive here. Good nade at the start. They'll go into D, but it'll be all for naught. They'll get many kills out of this. Just a 1 for Olaf. Nico might get 1 more with his M4 picked up. And then trying to kick down Simple in the window, but 6-1 now. Na'Vi.
Somebody's traced the cable back to the wall and figured out how to get some spark into electronic as he is plugged in and turned on, Henry.
Yeah, 10,000 volts surging through his veins.
Each electrolyte through the... I had a great physics teacher in grade 9. He was very animated, and he explained electrolytes leaving the power plant, being all charged up, and every time they go by a power pole, they take a little jolt, and eventually they're just like worn out and getting beat up. It was okay. Funny. Yeah. Can't really show the audience without showing it.
I got it.
I just kind of told you the brief.
Ooh. Okay, Rain. He just went over a ramp. There's more aggression from Na'Vi. I like that. They're changing things up, but that's better. The star players.
Not electrolytes. Sorry.
Electrons. Yeah.
Yeah. Electrolytes are in like drinks and stuff.
Drinks, yeah. In like isotonic drinks.
Yeah.
But there we go. It's going to be a 5-on-2 now. Zeus and Simple with not really much to do here. It's Rain that shuts down the aggression. So Na'Vi trying to change the pace each round. They went aggressive towards middle in the previous one. This time, trying to face towards the A ramp. That can be a very powerful strategy, but this time, Rain completely bamboozles them. Nice AK shots towards the A ramp. We'll check it out after this round concludes. It will be Simple and Zeus. Just looking for any exit frags here. They know they can't win the round, but if they can catch them in transition towards saving their weaponry, that'd be good. Zeus gets nothing.
And importantly as well, this will be a second successive round of 3 or 3 rounds spread that they could reset. So any gun they would have gotten down would have been beneficial. They won't get any, and they'll lose them all. So not bad from FaZe.
Not bad at all. Rain stepping up tremendously there as we get into round number 9. Still money available. Could even go for a double AWP setup they wanted to. Na'Vi don't really run one of those. You'd think Flamey is probably the secondary AWP at this point to Simple, and I think as good as Flamey is, I prefer him on a rifle. As we get into this one, we'll see if Na'Vi want to present any more aggression here. Rain straight to the middle. Can't find the shot on Simple though. Definitely had the chance to do so. He'll be battling for his life here as the smoke's all around him. Looks like a fast B play. You can see 3 in the apartments. The idea of Rain gets up there cleanly. If he finds that kill in the window, they commit straight towards B. They send 3 players in and they split the bomb site. But Rain, bit of trouble, didn't feel safe to cross over, so they'll just cancel it for now, and that's fine. There's plenty of time to go back into a default. They have no A presence at all towards the ramp or the palace. It's a bit of an issue. They have no idea what's in T-spawn, so they'll probably go a little bit slower. As you can see right now, they're in T-spawn, just kind of feeling out the map. Does anyone push palace? Has anyone got to the ramp? They'll check every single little corner here. That's fine. They'll probably go for an A split eventually. No real damage exchanges yet. Simple takes a little bit from Rain at the very start. And now Guardian explores the ramp itself. He's got the bomb on his back. Needs to be careful there. And they'll go for the A split with connector control.
Tronic, good hold. Unfortunately, high voltage doesn't withstand flames. In fact, oftentimes it creates them.
Well,
and he's dead now, Henry.
Yeah, I got that. It's Flamey and co fighting to force a reset towards FaZe here. Bomb not planted. Watch out for that. Carrigan going to try and do what he can to protect it, but actually ends up giving up 2 frags there. Just Nico remaining 20 seconds, but we haven't seen him have one of those crazy rounds. That's what we saw from Simple just yet. 2 versus 1. They don't need to challenge him here, Matt. 10 seconds on the clock. Just let him squirm. And don't give him a target to shoot at.
Oh, I'll make him squirm, punk.
11 HP and 5 seconds, and he won't be going for the round. And
give me the pliers.
Nico won't be able to drop, and it's going to be a harsh reset. We'll have a look at the money for FaZe.
The good news is they kept 5 alive last round, so they actually have some residual cash carried over. They didn't have to reinvest too greatly, but this could be the reset. This one would hit them hard. Again, it's only 3 rounds, but it's enough on the T side, especially where they've been relying on bomb plants and then not really getting too many of them in the rounds they've been losing. So, yeah, this could be very detrimental to FaZe's efforts. 7-2. How do you do?
Buckle my shoe.
You don't have buckles. I just looked.
No, I've got Chad's shoes on today.
I wouldn't. I have the same. Actually, Chad and I have the same ones, but I
gave
unless
them
he got
free,
new
they
ones.
don't fit.
Oh, really? They're actually Chad's.
Yep. They actually are.
Well, there you go.
He came to me last night. So I'm gonna throw these away. Do you want them?
They're too big.
They're too small for him.
Too small for. He's bigger shoes and feet than you.
We're both
You're
size
taller.
10. We're both size 10 UK. His just didn't fit.
Huh. Well, there you have it.
Yeah.
The more you know. Normally you would have buckles on your shoes. I wouldn't put it past you. It goes along with your professor outfit. Guardian! Oh, goodness me. Bye-bye, Edward, as well. That's one way to avoid the reset. Look at them go. Guardian through the smoke. Flamey down in window as well. And Simple was found by Rain. It's down to Zeus.
Lovely stuff. Blink and you'll miss it. It's Guardian finally showing up on Mirage. That was beautiful counter-strike right there. 3 shots fired. 3 kills obtained, and it will be FaZe running away with the round. Na'Vi, every time they try and go aggressive, that seems where it falls apart. just play the default rounds, they seem to be winning. So I'd say stick with that. That should be their money in actually quite a dire position now, I would say. We'll see if whether Zeus can survive this whatsoever. I think he can. And there it is, Guardian lighting it up at the very start. Na'Vi with that aggressive stance once again. As you can see, through the smokes, he jumps up on the mid box, lands one, gets a second towards short, and it's the third that's really magical. Pushes the smoke, boom, takes down Flamey, ready and waiting for them. They actually had a double AWP set up there at that point, Na'Vi. And that's why I said, as soon as Flamey gets another AWP, I'm not really that excited about it. I think Simple can cause enough chaos by himself. Leave Flamey on the rifles, and yes, Na'Vi will indeed be on a full eco here. Fast execution coming through, 2 players in the Palace, and this will be flashing them out.
I like that way of throwing the jungle smoke, actually, because it allows you to put another player inside Palace. The issue with a lot of the A smokes is you have to throw them from down below at ramp.
Yep.
So you can't wrap back around with the timing, but they're not going to utilize it either way.
This is a very common anti-eco strategy. They're not going to go with it. But sending 3 players towards Palace, flashing them out, and just bullying the A site, knowing they haven't got an AWP. That's what we see from a lot of top teams. But for now, they're going back towards the A round, just leaving Nico, who is very strong in the Palace position. Only Simple purchases much more than an upgraded pistol. He gets armor as well. And a helmet. Good measure.
Everyone loves the helmet. Protect your noggin. Put a lid on it. Takes the noggin straight off of Flamey. Nico will follow up against Zeus. Do they know Electronic's in the corner? He gets one with the pistol. That's going to allow Edward to follow up and take down Kerrigan. They make things a little bit interesting, but Simple's the last alive. Has a helmet to go along with his Deagle.
Well, the Undertaker is coming. Simple. There's an eagle in hand. Armor on his torso. He's got a low HP Rain, and maybe, just maybe, he can make this a little bit uncomfortable. We know he's capable. Spots one towards the Palace. If he hit that, I'm done.
I would be too.
Yeah.
But, okay, fair enough. He gets Guardian.
Here we go. It's on.
And Simple works his way closer as well. Nico's not going to know the angle. He does do good damage, but they trade accordingly. Look at the HP.
Yeah, it could have happened. Imagine he gets that one into Palace and flicks down. But there we go. They managed to keep him at bay. Simple won't be able to afford the AWP. If he didn't buy that Deagle armor, he certainly could. He spent $1,700 in the previous round, and that's thwarted attempts at getting the AWP here. He opts for armor and an MP. So, very difficult round, as you can see. 1 minute 45, 1 smoke available for Na'Vi, 1 flashbang, and a single HE as well. This is not ideal. They have to go actively hunting for a kill to start. They can't be fully executed on top of it. It's going to be almost impossible to hold off a full play towards A. So someone needs to look for a frag. They are pushing off towards short and getting towards CPL. Olofmeister, though, as you can see, encroaching towards the B bomb site. Guardian backing him up and seeing whether they can get anything going here. There will be Zeus waiting with Edward. Like I said, no utility. They can't hold off a full pincer here. Down the short, Kerrigan takes him. Zeus flashed and presumably dead now, but Electronic does back him up.
Zeus, good shot back from Nico. Guardian to Electronic.
Oh, he's done it.
Simple, though. I'm surprised he does pull that off. Late with the M4. Guardian was in the open, but Rain doesn't react in time. And Na'Vi gets the round.
He keeps
Kills
doing
at this
it.
point in time, by the way, is relatively close. Guardian, despite having so much impact, is sitting at 7 and 8. It's Simple again that leads the way on 13.
Of course. 2 kills out. I don't know how he didn't get traded out. He had no idea as to where the other was. Flicks around, takes him down. This is the play right now. Let's have a look. He takes the guy down a van, but then Rain's already shooting at him. He had a good, second there just to take him down. With the AK, that kind of angle, you'd think he'd nail that. Simple was not full HP either. He can't find the shots, and he gets punished for it. And Simple, once again, just completely destroying FaZe. And 13 kills. It's not as monstrous as what it was in Inferno, but still, he's having huge amounts of impact. We get into the next round. 13. As you can see, Na'Vi, even though they win the round, it was still a very difficult for them to win. So only going to have UMPs and M4s. They're not established at this stage of the half. Should be around for FaZe here, considering their buy, but flashbangs coming through, and FaZe, are they feeling brave? They're going to run for the smokes here. Flashbangs though, that's actually getting through the smoke nice and cleanly. That's Electronic down to find kills. He only gets one. Did dink another as Edward takes that down. Edward having a very quiet game in the A bomb site. Will only find one in total. Simple's coming though, and you know he's going to be looking for a couple of kills here. Guardian might get this position up here. Damage inflicted by Simple. No kills found just yet.
That said, things can quickly change around as Zeus works his way in toward Connector. Wants to try and get inside of the site as fast as possible. That Molotov doesn't do any justice to the position of Kerrigan. They want to get Firebox. He's forward of it. The second one will land, but he still has position. Somehow he oversteps the mark. Simple hits the shot, but it's down to just Zeus. He'll grab the M4. Spray desperately looking for Nico. 51 HP, and he times it better to sneak out. 8-5.
86, is it not? Oh, no, it is 8-5. I thought it was over round. There we go. And it will be number 14 here. That'll take a full eco for the last round. They don't really need to buy into this one. No, they're going all in. All right, then. Well, I guess the money wouldn't have been amazing. They have about 4K per player for the next round. They're going to try and do what they can with this. Don't win this round. They really will have pretty much the exact same buy for round number 15. So, putting all that stock in towards Deagles and CZs. A couple of flashbangs, grenades, and some armor. There is a few kit available, but Edward goes down quickly. That's all of Meister dealing with him. And same story for Zeus towards that B bomb site. Rain opens things up. Now 5-on-3, they don't have to fully commit. They're just going to hold it towards middle, wait for any rotation, catch players in transition. Nico didn't expect that from Flamey. Guardian will take down Electronic at the same time. So this is looking like an 8-7 half to me. It's about correct, considering Na'Vi on the CT side. Comes in, and the round will be concluded here. Flamey just saved the AK and armor for the next round. He knows he's got nothing. They get $1,900 per player. Simple might just be better off saving the Deagle and armor as well. It might just be a pistol, but it's better than nothing. He'll only be able to get the similar sort of buy next round if he doesn't save. So at least with this, he can buy up a UMP, maybe a Scout, something like that, and drop the Deagle.
Scared money don't make money.
It's true.
Hashtag cryptocurrency 2018. We up in this beat. Sorry, I got cut off. Phone rang.
Flamey will be in CD spawn.
Bomb to go off. So much better start from FaZe in this map than the last, even though it took them a while to get rolling. They've certainly, once the economy got back in their favor, certainly taken advantage of the situation. Simple as time by. We'll not have much more to work with than the Deagle that he saves.
So there it is. Simple will get the Scout. That does make sense to me. He's already got the Deagle. I think he's dropped the Deagle. And yeah, indeed he has. So he gives that to Edward. He takes the Scout, which he can buy less than $2,000. And he'll go towards B. Like I said, looking very likely to be an 8-7 half. FaZe controlling things towards the end. Thanks to some heroic plays from the likes of Guardian. Simple fires off one shot, going down surely. Double kill for FaZe. And B bomb site pretty much open. There's going to be Edward there trying to fend off a full four-man attack, and smokes around him. Kerrigan nails the shot. There we have it, ladies and gentlemen. 8-7 will come in. 5 HP for Electronic. They've got AKs, but I assure you they will not be winning this round. Electronic even killed himself. He knew it was coming.
Yeah, sometimes in life you just gotta get it over with. Move on to the next one. We all respawn. In fact, most people respawn as animals. That's what dogs are. They're children who never got to fulfill life. They died too soon and they came back as animals. That's why they're so joyful.
Well, there we go.
Even I can't take myself seriously. 8-7 is much better for FaZe, though, than what we saw on Inferno, especially because this time it comes from the T side, which is what they started last time over on a map that arguably is more CT-sided. So we've got certainly a game on our hands, and FaZe want back into that 500 rating.
8-7. Na'Vi start the lead. Pistol, as ever, going to be very important. FaZe start to look like themselves towards the latter stages of that first half. Guardian, especially some big heroic plays. Nico still quiet though. We've seen plenty of amazing things from Simple, but Nico, 11 kills, not having a bad game by any stretch, but like he hasn't had one of those nuts rounds you expect. Rain had a few awkward interactions with Simple as well. Kerrigan, not ever going to be the biggest fragger for FaZe. He sits at 6 and 10. Flamey 5 and 8, really good enough on their CT side of Mirage. Expect more from him. He tried the double AWP out with Simple, didn't really work out for him. That's the beginning of the end, really. They tried way too much aggression, in my opinion. I think Na'Vi were doing very well on their default gun rounds, just holding up and letting FaZe come to them. Every time they tried to do something like super aggressive, it seemed that's when things were falling apart. FaZe were very prepared for that. And they'd just take the first couple of kills, go in together, and just run away with the round.
A look at your statistics. We know that both Simple and Guardian are quick with the AWP, but in this game, seemingly Simple is the RS version of a Porsche 911. Both fast, but he's a little bit quicker.
A little bit. 14 kills, plays 9. Guardian got about 3K in one round. We'll see whether these next couple of minutes will bring anything more creative.
I think these next couple of minutes will bring us some silence and patience, because apparently Na'Vi taking advantage of the bathroom.
Okay, interesting. Didn't want to do that in between the maps.
I think they did then as well. Sometimes you just drink a lot of fluid, Henry.
Gotta keep going.
Keep yourself hydrated. Gotta keep them hydrated. Hey, we can remix that song. Gotta keep Offspring. Gotta keep them separated. That was a terrible song.
Wow.
He asked for a 13, but they drew a 31.
Yeah.
Yeah. Could be worse. I don't get tattoos because I'm scared I'll regret them.
Oh.
Yours are brilliant. Yours are beautiful, and you like them, which is fine. Don't get me wrong. I'm not insulting people with tattoos. I'm just saying me, as an indecisive person,
well,
I think I would regret it.
Well, I think as long as you just find, we're going here. As long as you just find an artist you know is safe and like reputable, and they've got a
I'll probably get
backlog of
something
work.
dedicated to Jaden at
Yeah,
some point.
like if you, like for me, like tattoos don't have a meaning. I just like the artwork.
Yeah, that's fair. That's totally fair.
And it doesn't really matter what I have, so I'm not going to regret it. I know it's going to be good.
Yeah, I'm more the kind of guy that's like, one day I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get that, and then a week later I'm like, nah, I'm glad I did.
Yeah, I think when you start thinking way too much into it, you have a huge sentimental value. And it's like
yeah,
about a person,
exactly.
if you fall out of that person. Obviously, people that get like tattoos of their significant others. That's when you start thinking, well,
yeah,
that's a bit of an issue. If you break up. That's the kind of stuff I'm like, well, that's why I don't think tattoos.
That's why, actually, that's why Chelsea Football Club has so many fans with tattoos on them. It's actually because all those dudes dated Chelsea, a girl named Chelsea.
Yeah,
and then when they broke up, they were like, no, I'm a big football fan.
Love the
big
football.
Great football. Couldn't name a team on it. Stevie G, not Liverpool.
No.
Sorry, mate.
Yeah, well, the tattoos, yeah, not for everyone. I'll give you that. As we looked at, we're back into it, the podcast. We've done films now, we've done tattoos, we've done dogs, we've done all sorts here today.
We've not done Formula 1 yet, though.
Well, I'm surprised. Yeah,
we had Formula 2 tests today. They had the halos on for the first time. It was snowing at Manicourt,
right, okay.
And yet they were still on track.
Nice.
Brilliant, that.
What's the tactic from Na'Vi, though? 2 P250s, 2 smokes, 2 flashbangs, all in 2s. And we'll see if Flamey can do anything here towards the B apartments. It's going to be Guardian pushing in. Just feeling like he can get a bit of intel here, but the only intel he's going to get is a bullet right to the dome. As he goes down, not the right play, I'm afraid, and Flamey will take that 5-on-4, and nothing has to be done. It's the CTs now on the back foot. They can wait for reactions and see whether the CTs will try and explore for more information.
Kerrigan to work his way toward middle, with Nico already peeking out the window. Have to offset the price of engagement that occurred toward the B apartments. Still B-side bias right now from Na'Vi. They mentioned on the desk that there's a chance Na'Vi, they always like to go B, but there's a chance Na'Vi try and bully Kerrigan. We'll see if that comes to fruition. With Guardian down, Kerrigan at this point in time is pushed up to Catwalk. He's called for the help, the aid of Olaf. Sounds like a book. A novel. A graphic novel drawn by Henry G. About to be illustrated by Olaf, though. Unfortunately, the pictures aren't very clear. He's only got one onto electronic so far. Changes his angle, gets the reload in, and they've got the crossfire established. Now he's painting red. Oh, all over the walls as he takes down Zeus as well. Just Simple to find. And what a round to hold. Nico will fall. Simple's got a chance to pull this back. In fact, don't rule it done just yet. Perhaps it's a twist, a plot thickening at the end of this children's story, and what a tale it is. Simple with all the kills in return, 9-7 Na'Vi.
How's he done that? Olaf Meister gets like 4 unbelievable kills with the silent USP. Of course, it's Simple, who just goes one step further. This shot on Rain, he had 4 bullets in the clip, and all of a sudden, he gets him as well. That's unreal. He's so good. Like, he's having one hell of a day today. 9-7. Just when it felt like all of Meister had done enough again. Remember, he had that epic performance on Inferno CD side. Not going to be enough. Well, there we have it. That was actually T side. I'll take that back, but you get the point. As we get into a forced buy situation for FaZe, not all in, as Nico does go down first. They had, I think, 2 sets of armor, which is Rain and Olafmeister. The other 3 were pretty modest with their purchases.
Rain will stay up close. Deagle grabbed by Guardian. It's Nico's gun that was lost. Flame is aware of the fact that it's gone missing, so he'll sneak out and catch Guardian running away. Nice shot, Electronic. He follows it straightforward. Clean off the chalkboard. No residue left in that round.
Very quick one. FaZe will have to take an eco here. We'll get a PT50. I think that's about it. I'll offer a bit more cash than the others because he got those, I think, 3 or 4 kills in the B bomb site, but wasn't enough to win the round. Apparently, Simple said no. 4 USPs and they've found an open B bomb site, or an A bomb site, I should say. It's FaZe that have found an open site as well, but they should be defending that, and it's not really going to help them out. As you can see, Na'Vi just completely comfortable planting at A. This could be a bit pro. They plant in the open. I guess FaZe might be able to see it. It's bomb not planted yet. There it is. And he's trying
to run around as fast as he can to get behind them. He's already killed a lot. Mine. It's Electronics, actually. 7-11, Hank.
Again, it's the new 11-11.
It's the new 11-11. You don't get to make a wish, but you get a slush puppy.
I think it's called a slushy there, aren't they?
They just slushies?
Yeah, I think so.
Slush puppy.
I think slush puppy's like the brand.
It is a brand of slushy, yeah.
But yeah, they are good though. I like that when you go to America, they've got a whole row of wall. Like it's like the whole different flavors. And
Did I tell you this about swamp water?
Sorry?
I might have told you about swamp water yesterday.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah, that's right. Just mix them all.
Double orb setup for FaZe. It's going to be Guardian, Olafmeister this time, with 3 M4s around them. You can see a very distinct lack of utility though. 1 smoke, 2 flashbangs, 1 diffuse kit. Same sort of mentality that Na'Vi had on some of their difficult rounds as well. They can't really sit back and rest on their laurels here. They have to actively look for information on the map and see what's available to them. From what I can see though, Na'Vi will go for a BXQ, expect smokes towards the archway, send those SMGs in first. This is what we call a real heavy bonus round. 4 SMGs available. Edward got tagged up through the wall there, I believe. Maybe took a nade to the face, I'm not sure. But Olafmeister getting it done with the AWP. Wants to fall back here. It's a more defensive line. He's going for the cold 0 shots, but not going to get anything. Just fully blind. Does he get one more? He does not. Now Carrigan, not known to be the strongest B player. He'll go down. Nico, he surely can do something with this one. Takes a glass to the face.
That's actually significant.
The bottle bounces off his head.
That's significant because his teammates are rotating the checker. He's just denied the Molotov that would have cut off the rotation. So they're actually already to the window and the door a little bit sooner than perhaps they might have been. Flash through. I think Simple spotted Nico. Gets the shot before he's taken down. And somehow hits Rain, who whiffs on everything. And the Rain is frozen. It's hail. But all hail Guardian. He is the king. He'll take down Simple in the end, and FaZe will at least get the round.
But remember, that's the hardest bonus round I've seen in a while. 4 SMGs towards the B bombs. So it comes down to 1 versus 1. Na'Vi are going to have money for days. FaZe will be left with nothing. They saved the orb, sure, but they're still going to have like UMPs, maybe a couple of M4s. So there's a UMP for Rain. Nico, what's he opting for? He can just go body armor, M4 if he wanted to. Gets for mass, head armor, bit of utility there. So this is going to be a very difficult round. Simple, got 8.5k. So he can bring out the AWP for sure. He might not even want to. He might just go 5 AKs here and keep bullying towards that B bomb site. That's where you know you found the majority of your kills. Head towards B again, another B split potentially, maybe in the exact same strategy, and try and battle the players that were there. Take a pause here. It will be called by Na'Vi. Just to try and work out what their approach will be here. This is one of the most important rounds of the game. You know you can harshly reset FaZe here, get them on a full double eco if you can kind of strategize the right approach here. I think B is going to be the correct call for me, though.
That's how I would call it. I'm from North America. Olaf down to the underpass. He might cut them off in this, though. Nico's with him as well, so he can bait him around the corner. He's playing in the cubby.
Oh, Electronics pushing on the stairs. This is not ideal. He's not going to flash or anything. He's going down.
got Olaf. Got the lineup right on Olaf. Now, what's that? It is fair play because he doesn't overcommit either. Does he expect Nico? Certainly not. He did check it, at least considered it. But Nico returns the favor, brings us back to 4-on-4, I should say. But Kerrigan steps up. If they want to bully B, they've got to go by him, and he's not letting them. Unfortunately, runs out of ammunition. One bullet too soon. Zeus is able to get the kill, but that allows him to get taken down due to damage by Nico. In fact, he didn't do much damage because he didn't get assist credit. So I take back that Kerrigan was one bullet away. Nonetheless, down to just Edward and Rain and Guardian to go against him. Edward will turn it around as well with Bomb. 2 ops among 3 players, 1 on either side. Edward's got his job ahead of him. Certainly his work cut out for him.
That was his chance, and it was quite a slim one. Down he goes. So well played the FaZe. That was a big round for them. Managed to fend off Na'Vi. Will be one more buy available, maybe even more than that. Still, he's got 8k on Electronic, and Simple will be dropped a weapon. Maybe not the AWP. We'll find out. Though Electronic will drop it if required. He does drop it. So there we go. Still a full buy here, and FaZe keeping 2 players alive there. They'll be absolutely fine. Double up setup once again. Olafmeister and Guardian seems to be their go-to on Mirage. Some maps, like Train, they'll use Nico on the secondary orb, but it seems they're quite versatile in that respect. Doesn't seem to be as black and white as on this map. You orb, on this map, I'll orb. It's like feeding it with Guardian can get stuck in. Olafmeister's not feeling it.
Certainly not. Well, he's feeling pain.
Yeah.
Well, actually, I don't think he is feeling pain, unless your soul or spirit contains some of that memory after your body is dead.
Well, that's the whole theory of Counter-Strike. Is it just robots playing the spawn over and over again? They don't realize they're robots, or?
Right. But as we mentioned earlier, when the AI becomes self-aware, that's when we're in trouble. Kerrigan's got Na'Vi against the ropes by getting Zeus, but Simple's fighting back. Bounces back in style with the op shot. They're still down a man, but look at the HP. Nico low, Rain as well. Nico's low enough, shall we say.
Yeah.
46.
Well, he's just waiting patiently now. Still got a minute. They don't want to give anything away. You can see Nico holding up very passively in CT spawn, waiting for anyone to cross towards that vent. Simple, though, getting a little bit impatient now. Wants to have a target in front of him. He'll look in towards the window for now. Drops down back towards the connector. You can see, this is good from FaZe. They're not giving anything away. They're not even giving a window of opportunity as Nico lies and waits. This is lots of information for him. He did spot Electronic cross there. You would have heard him as well. Electronic fine with that. One up towards the A ramp. No one there to receive it. But there is an orb, or I should say an M4 on CT spawn. They're going for a straight up plant.
Yeah, that's not the right call. Simple down, Electronic the last alive. FaZe about to bring this to within 1 round, and nothing Simple can do. Nico disposes of him quickly on the site. Bomb not even planted. It's almost 11-11 now, Henry.
It is. It's coming in. FaZe starting to wake up here on the CT half. Some big round wins for them, especially when they're up against the ropes. Being interested by that. It's going to be now. Round number 7. As we'll find out what Na'Vi plan to do here. They'll take a pause by the looks of things. I assume this is the Na'Vi tactical pause. Maybe a toilet break. Who knows?
All things are possible. Hopefully it's not. They did just use one of those.
They do buy. I was expecting maybe just a partial buy here, the CZs. It's a shame you don't have the Tech 9 anymore. That was always the go-to, wasn't it, in these sort of rounds? Well, we can't quite afford a full buy. Should we just get 5 Tech 9s and just win the round? It always seemed to work. That game has moved on since then. Tech 9 era. There's the smoke that sometimes misses online.
I think you tried to body block it.
You can't really do that with smokes anymore. I swear
you can't. No, yeah, you could. There used to be a strategy on this map that TSM used to run back when people threw the spawn more regularly from spawn, which has actually come back. I think it was Dupree's to try and block it.
I like that. I think that's an interesting thing to block it and expose yourself.
Yeah. Well, then they think it's landed, and then it's almost like the equivalent of a failed smoke in some ways, right? Sure. Until they catch on that you're doing it. Excuse me, no, it was TSM that realized JW was doing it, and then they baited him into it. That's what it was. They used to throw the smoke late enough.
And be ready to peek him.
Exactly. When it hit him, they'd instantly peek and know where to shoot. That's what I remember. That Dupree was the one that told me about that. Either way, we're underway.
Nico could see.
I was going to say, he took his time with that, didn't he? got Edward down. Zeus still in middle, but has to back away. Another round in which FaZe takes the early advantage, a one-man advantage. And they could bring this to a tie game. Make that an additional kill from Guardian onto Zeus. It's Rain to get Flamey. No one walking out from Palace this time. The Prince and the Pauper. I don't know what that's about. I just know it's a title of something that sounded sufficient to a Palace.
Yeah.
It's just word association with Matt. That's all this really is. Finally, a kill back Navi's way, but it may not matter because Simple's now against 4, completely surrounded inside of the mid connector. Nowhere to go. And we have a tie game. FaZe have fought back.
They have, absolutely. And Navi now, racking up the loss bonus, they find themselves at the 4th stage, $2,900 per player. 3K overall. They can't really do much of this. They can go for a partial buy though. In terms of about $2,000 if they want to, with $3,400 coming in next. But FaZe looking much better, and Navi not really finding much entrance here. They have become less tactical, less execution based recently, and I think that's a bit of a shame. They were relying heavily on defaults, and you didn't really see like the really methodical, like detailed executions so much anymore, which is, I think, what Zeus really brought to the table when we were playing like back in 2014, 2015. You kind of see them more relying on like simple firepower, and that's fine. As the game develops, that was more where the game has positioned itself towards. As we'll have a look at the flashbang coming in here by Zeus. Not going to do too much for him as the features are buried. Wet for Nico. A couple of kills coming in for him with the M4A4. Waiting to finish off the job, and just now get one. Well, of course, he's so frustrated to play against him. Just when you think, okay, he's got no chance, I'm fine. He falls out a 1D. 12-11. FaZe do take the lead here. It's our second map of this matchup. It was on Inferno first, and believe it or not, Na'Vi, even despite their recent form, managed to run away with that. Something like that. And they look very strong indeed. FaZe a little bit flat. Here we go, like we said. The maximum loss bonus coming in for Na'Vi. No AWP, but that's not really required. You can disable it all right, it'll be absolutely fine. It's not like he's reliant on the weapon. Beastwood coming in. This is where we know Karrigan plays. A lot of teams will try and abuse that aspect. As Karrigan by himself does not have the AWP, and if they can take him down quickly and get in there, it's very unlikely the CT's be able to rotate and don't do anything about it. So 4 in the palace, or the apartment, as you say. 1 top of middle. That's going to be Edward, watching for rotations, stopping the flanks. They're lining up the smokes right now. There'll be 2 towards the apartments, probably 1 in the kitchen, and flash over and try and take down Karrigan. Karrigan will be no stranger to this sort of play, and he'll just do what he can to buy time, go for 1 kill, then hide. That's all he'll be aiming for. He's not going for multiple spray downs. You'll see the smokes come in. It's quite a telegraphed approach. Here they come. And look at the mini-map right now. You can see them all kind of making their way towards B. That's Rain coming straight in, trying to beat the smokes as they come through. Good Molotovs. That's actually very well played by the CTs. Terrorists can't do anything about that. They'll fall back.
Naved. Deep in apartments doesn't quite go far enough to catch off any of the Na'Vi players.
That's the kind of strategy you want to deploy when you know that money's a bit weak. They might not necessarily have incendiaries.
So Zeus will work toward connector. That's where Nico resides. Oh, I think you would have seen the shadow. Yeah, certainly spotted him throwing the Molotov. Oh, if he'd hit that shot on Edward, there's a chance he could have tricked that spray immediately onto Flamey, who was also low on the catwalk. Instead, Edward gets away with 2. And Na'Vi take the lead in the round, a round they desperately need. It would be their first in 5, or first in 6, I should say. It does entail, therefore, a reset, which means efficiency is massive, but never mind efficiency, because they still have to win against this retake. It's Guardian and Olaf working into the site. Good nade. Lands on the feet of Flamey. Not only that, Simple spotted, boosted above. Electronic times his peak well enough that it'll go 12-12. And with 3 alive and the AWP save, they'll be okay.
Well, there we go again. The B-bomb start working out for Na'Vi. It will be 12-12, absolutely. But this is the last buy pretty much on either side. This round will be indicative as to which way this one swings. Guardian with the AWP, Rain, no helmet, no kit, limited utilities. Smoke looks good to me. And as we said, you can't really body block them anymore. They hit you, but it doesn't actually affect the overall position of the smoke itself. Guardian flatting out the idea of pushing towards middle here. He has made considerable ground, but 1 flashbang could mean everything here.
I think you should be able to catch them and throw them back.
Oh god, this is going to be close. You won't get it, he goes down. That's it.
Yeah. Response could start from Na'Vi once more. They get an opening and sustainably opening pick because no trades coming in. It's unanswered. Electronic wants to work into the smoke. He's got problems though. His team's throwing nades. Not anybody else. It's going to do damage, but he still finds Nico. Karrigan's going to take matters into his own hands.
He has to now. And you can see Electronic will be aware of this. Surely he comes up pre-fire and saying, why is he like that? Okay.
I think he expected him to be further up.
Yeah, I guess so.
I'll funnel them back toward A. There's still 2 in spawn and 1 in mid, so it could be an A split with the aid of Amy. We'll see if he's going to be Amy in this round.
Flamey's got Amy.
Be cool if his girlfriend's name was Amy. And then it would just have a double meaning. Amy takes down Rain.
Or Janie.
Yes. Zeus takes out Olaf. Na'Vi looking to take back the lead. And money for FaZe has got to be getting grim.
Oh yeah, it really is. That was their last buy. That was them on 0. That round to Carrigan will be on absolutely nothing. He'll get money on the CT side. You get money regardless. There's no removal of the loss bonus. But 5 rounds in a row for FaZe. This is now going to be a couple against them. They might force buy, considering. But I doubt it. I think they'll probably take a full eco here, especially if Carrigan goes down. We'll have a look. He positions himself in the B apartments right now. He won't be hunted like aggressively. Na'Vi's money's not great. Like just finding 1 rifle at this point, which they know Carrigan will have. Not really worth it. Zeus probably goes down here. Oh, he nails the shot. Well played. And that's going to be all 5 players for FaZe going down. We said difficult buy there. Second stage loss bonus, only $19 per player. They can buy next round with the 2,400 they'll come in. So they'll probably take the full eco here. And they know if they go all in now, it's game over. They have to just take it on the chin. $2,400 next round. Have enough just to get basic weaponry. Carrigan could drop an AWP. That's about as good as it gets. He's got enough for exactly an AWP in the next round.
Guardian jumps across. Flamey's still sitting toward A main, and he has to back off. Top of Cinders. He's got the USP in hand and wants desperately closer toward that A main position. In fact, Flamey, the ladies are lining up to be his Valentine.
Oh wow, 2 USP
Yeah, that's
kills?
not bad. While they stacked it, they pushed it, and they got away with murder because they didn't even get traded back. They lose a lot of HP, but that's a brilliant start from FaZe. Go B. Now, lads. You know they pushed. Get in there. Get that bomb planted. Good read. Simple in the end. Nico's gotten Zeus. They're still working this out.
The bomb gets planted, their chances increase significantly. Edward has to step up here. He's had a quiet game, and the AKs are coming. Remember, they're unarmored players. Get one, and the chances are increasing as the seconds go by, but that's going to be leaving simple in a 1 versus 3. But what better candidate could you find than this young man right now? He's going to find the first, bring it down to a 1 versus 1. And Nico is so far removed. Remember, he has no kit. Simple knows it, and he'll just be positioning himself in towards the kitchen. That's it, could be round. I'm afraid. Molotov on the bomb. Lovely stuff. He's just playing like 4D chess right now. He's just so ahead of the opposition. He knows what he has to do to win the rounds. This time not going for anything too flashy. Gets the Molotov down, knows that's round 1. Then he can afford to go for a peek.
That's one of the original PT50 skins.
It is. The little flame on it. Well, there we go. After being down to a 5-on-3, Simple comes up on top.
I think it's the splash. Isn't it splash paint? Maybe it is flame. That's what it's meant to be. Either way, yes, you're right. He's playing very smart. And he's gotten Na'Vi within 2 of victory.
Indeed.
As if Machine thought Na'Vi would be in last place this year.
Yeah, with ODLC in the mix, and like Ago, and everything about them, you think. To be fair, Na'Vi were pretty much last place last year. They came like, what, 13th out of 14?
Oh, no, they were.
So they had to fight back in the relegation playoffs and stuff in New York.
Which was only a week ago?
No, more than that. It was before the major.
Oh, you're right, it was. Yeah. It was, no, no, because they played a relegation match last week.
Did they really?
I'm pretty sure they played one right after the major. Yeah, it was last week they played one. Yeah.
I think they were supposed to do it in New York, but no teams made it. Is that
yeah, there was something going on with scheduling.
Yeah, the planes didn't work out.
Airplanes, yeah. They're not reliable these days, you know? Just kidding, they're very safe. I should hope. I'm only on 112 a year, apparently.
Well, here we go. Na'Vi homing in. On match point, this will be a 2-0 sweep for them if they can do this. I don't think anyone expected this result so cleanly. Rain, though, fighting back, pushes towards the A ramp, takes to take down Flamey. 5-on-4. This is the single AWP setup. It's going to be Guardian. With the AWP, no armor. Remember, Na'Vi up against it, limited in grenades. They have 1 smoke, a couple of flashbangs now. They have to go for a contact play. Buddied up with an A split as Zeus goes towards the connector here. Rain, great position as the time runs away. If he gets 1 here, that's fine. Just needs to trade. 1 for 1 will be absolutely fine.
Rain ready. Shadow shows. He gets the spray, but he's not ready for 3 players. He only gets 1.
That's okay. Keeps the advantage. With the time remaining, that's fine.
FaZe to put this to 13 if all goes well. Edward's the one with the bomb. He needs to get on the site. No smoke down toward connector, so Zeus has to play aggressively. And Olaf to his right. He spots the first, though. Shoulder peek. to the detriment of Olaf. Means bomb not only planted, but it strengthens the post-plant by giving them connector. Guardian therefore cannot walk out from jungle, and they have to commit to pushing through mid. Kerrigan's at least successful in that effort. We're still on the side of 5 HP. He's more or less being annoying at this point. Needs to find space for his teammate. He's done that very well. Gets Guardian, flashed off his Nico. Oh. He's done better than that, and Electronic will close it out.
That was nuts. Nico actually wallbanged him at the very start of that interaction. Got him down to 5 HP cleanly, and then that godlike flashbang. Edward, nice little 90-degree turn towards the connector. Nails that shot. His teammates called that he's blinded Nico, and look at this. 5 HP, and he gets away with that. That's brutal. Edward stepping up for his team. That's the round they needed. I don't think they would have won this game if they didn't get that round. It would be horrible for their economy. And now they've got FaZe on the ropes. UMPs, MP9s, and a FAMAS. Looking like it's going to be a 2-0 for Na'Vi. FaZe and a
there might be. I think Guardian's looking at it, yeah. I don't think if he crouches, I think he gray screens. I was going to say there's a bit of a gap there, but I don't think it would let him see top middle. Not to mention he's got a UMP anyway.
Well, he's just looking at that ledge. The T's to jump up there sometimes just to watch for any little headshots. So maybe there's a chance for a kill there. Who knows? Rain, though, doesn't want to push any further than this unless a teammate flashes him in. Looks like Na'Vi trying to force the issue once again. I really don't like it when they do this. I'd rather just a default. You know the money's low. Stop trying to walk in before you've actually really ascertained much on the map whatsoever. But good Molotov. And it will be forcing players out of position. It looks like they might have done it here. Guardian is the last line of defense. Electronic not even looking at the bomb site as he goes down. No trade potential there either. This could go horribly wrong still. All 3 players for the CTs, and they go in one by one. And Guardian will win it just about there, 15-13. Very awkward and scrappy towards the end. You can see Na'Vi panicking though. Instead of like just waiting and working out what guns have they got. Let's bleed out their grenades. Flamey just walks out the apartments with no real utility deployed. There's no need for that really. And then they're all disjointed. Everyone's kind of off the communications, and Electronic runs towards the connector, not checking the bomb site. If you could have thrown a Molotov towards the 3 stack there and just actually done that properly, that would have been a much easier round for them.
An important round in this as well, which is why technical timeout from Na'Vi, because they have to decide if they want to force buy with limited weapons to win it, or concede and play for the 30th round.
They know if they buy up into this round, they'll pretty much be level with FaZe right now, but it won't be ideal on the offensive side. They won't have everything they need. Taking a partial buy here is fine. They're going to about 2k. So they can still win this. So they'll go for CZs, 4 of those. Simple, of course, AK-47. And more often than not, they actually win these rounds. Simple gets the AK out. He'll have that for himself up against the Orb of Guardian. He hasn't really been too impressive today. We'll see if he steps up. Nades towards middle. Pretty decent damage on Edward. Guardian, as usual, towards the mid area, trying to fire through the storm. Speculative shots. Not landing, and Olaf Meister surely gets at least 1 hit. There it is. He'll be traded out, though, I'd imagine. It gets 2, and that's going to be very good news. Make it a triple as he finds all the headshots required. And that's going to be the round. They might get a plant out of this. That'll be about as good as it gets, but Guardians already rotated in. Oh, wait. Hold on. Simple's still alive. I didn't quite catch that. This could all still fall apart.
A small detail.
Oh.
We're looking back at Olaf already. We've still got Simple alive in the round. I'm not sure what's going on. We're going to look back at Simple.
He's got another one.
And he's got Rain. So it's all possible as he goes back to a catwalk. He's got the bomb, and he's saying, nah, screw it. I'm going to fight. Oh, that's the wrong play.
There we go.
He thought he cleared the window. Nico slipped in while he was behind the pillar. Bomb, therefore, dropped on catwalk. Electronic left with 13.
Well, there was a chance there. Nico was in an awkward position. Luckily, Simple pulls out the knife at the last second. Electronic leader Pete hides that away, just so anyone is wondering what the hell's going on there. He's just throwing away the orb. No, he can't win the round. The bomb's so far away. It's just to make sure they have nothing to take to the next round. They managed to steal away the orb from Guardian. Electronic now. Very unlikely wins this. Smokes the connector. Not even that, just towards short on top of the bomb. No nades, just a little bit desperate here, just to try and get something out of this round. He makes it a 1v1. There's obviously a chance, but he spins it in. All of my goes off. UMP once again, 4 kills in total. And we see all the rounds. Number 30 coming in. Here's the little 3k from Olaf. I expected a trade here, but he managed to get all 3 kills. Very well done. Spot the gun there through the smoke to find Zeus. Here we go. This is what Na'Vi are waiting for. They made that a very expensive round, but the Orb still out for Guardian. FAMAS for Kerrigan. Just the Deagle there. They might have expended a bit too much cash. And Zeus is on the UMP as well. I'd prefer to see a set piece here. Just get the execution going in and see if that UMP can open things up. Maybe throw a rifle after they find 1 kill. Olaf Meister changing things up and boosting himself up towards middle. The execution very likely, no presence towards A whatsoever. And you can see no one at the air ramp, no one at Palace. So, with one player in the B apartments, they still could go up and back around for a T-spawn with the bomb in that position, but I'm anticipating a B player.
Smokes down, cover off middle. This for overtime. We had an overtime for FaZe last night, doubly so. Tense and timid, just the deagle for Flamey. Boost up for Simple. Interesting angle. It won't expose him to connector because the pillar's just wide enough to cover that off. Don't think there was a gap in behind the small metal sheeting. Nico's actually given up and rotated back toward the window as well. He's hoping for that smoke to dissipate. He's got to confirm that no one's been boosted first. And then he'll have an angle to spot toward the bottom of connector. So they have to commit or move from middle. They need to be ready for that situation, that eventuality. And it certainly transpires sooner than perhaps Simple was ready. Nico getting Simple's a big kill to get early in the round as well.
Oh, wait!
Edwards got him back through smoke. What a read.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's up to Carrigan now, and all of Fight will be helping him out. It looks like we are going to overtime, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we will see FaZe in an overtime. It was against Astralis, where they actually were defeated in double overtime. And now they're up against Na'Vi. It is 10k MR3, first and 19 at the top, or 18-18, and it starts all over again with double overtime. And I'm sure they'll take some toilet breaks here, and we'll calm down. As we look at the scores, Simple 32 frags. Nico 27's really started to turn up towards the end there. Olafmeister 22, great game from him. Guardian 21, quiet game from Guardian. It wasn't the most explosive 21 frags, but still racking them up. Carrigan always seems to struggle a little bit on that B-bomb side. 12 kills, 22 deaths. Not so much he's not fragging, it's hard, it's because it's the least common bomb side. You're obviously going for mid-control and A-splits most of the time. He's obviously rotating back into difficult situations. Electronic versus Olafmeister, 26 plays 22, so you can get from Electronic as well.
Well, on this Valentine's Day, the girlfriend we all have, don't lie, all you do is play Counter-Strike at home, is delivering for you. As we're going to go the distance. MR3, not MR10, as I meant to say 10k last night. Nico, it's MR3 16k in ESL. Gonna start it off. Guardian's gonna follow it up. Flamey down. Nico adding to that. Finally a kill for Na'Vi. It's Zeus to get it. Simple still alive, but not. Ooh, I was gonna say not for long. Guardian does eventually get him down, and it's 16 rounds for FaZe first.
Change of pace, forcing their way towards that A-bomb, so it does not work out for them. Now FaZe are comfortable with the double orb setup. Got all the grenades they need. They managed to shut off that very fast execution towards A, and it will be 1-0 to FaZe. Looking for that 3-0 start, so just need one round in the second half. We'll see if that comes through for them. Simple. We'll be open again, of course. Didn't really have to warp too much. As he looks towards the connector for anyone getting aggressive there. Players pushing off short. This could be Olafmeister. He hasn't got the secondary orb this time. Like I said, they mix things up. It's Guardian and Carrigan this time. That does make sense. Carrigan is the B anchor, and means he can play that position by himself, just play in the apartments and just get infill from his teammates if they come short, take for one kill. It is very common. You see Taco sometimes use that in B. 1:20. Very slow default here from Na'Vi. It's going to end up in their execution with 4 players at the A side right now. 2 at the ramp, 2 in the Palace. And we'll have Electronic, I believe, waiting to be apartments. Here come the smokes. We'll CT spawn. He's one towards the steps and jungle. And the flashbang's out for the player coming out of the apartment. That's going to be Zeus. There are the flashbangs as described towards CT spawn. Flash in. Guardian probably takes at least one of these. This is quite an easy shot by his standards.
Confusion between which 2 targets. Tried to mix up the hits as he walked out above the smoke from Palace. In fact, Guardian's elevated himself to a position to see that shot. Simple responds. And the bomb is planted. They can back off, leave this in 4 versus 4, and protect the VIP team. The VIP being the bomb.
I get it. That's good.
Still want ASOL rig back. Fine. Spray in. Flamey's down through the wall. This certainly creates a possibility of FaZe to close out your second round in succession on the CT side. So too does that Rain.
Oh,
again,
no.
Simple's got 2. He's pulled it from the bomb. And a dink as well onto Carrigan, but it's not quite enough.
That was almost so good by Simple. He pulls out the CZ, he's got enough time to get a trigger off, and he gets a headshot there. Takes Carrigan at the 12 HP, but luckily they managed to trade him out. He is sometimes unbelievably good. This is one of those days. Seems that every clutch is a possibility. Doesn't matter if it's a 1v4, 1v5, 1v3. He's always going to have a chance in the round. But 2-0 for FaZe. Looking good for them now. We'll see whether Na'Vi can put one on the board in their final attempt here on the T side. Double orb setup in the hands of Carrigan seems much more beneficial. Olofmeister was running it before, and it seemed like he was getting picked a lot of the time. So Carrigan, more defensive play, won't be as flashy as Olofmeister, but still, he'll be just doing his job in the B-bomb site. Smokes towards the connector, possibly window as well, and try and get up towards short. BTs will have Olofmeister short once again.
Double oop. Molotov in the window. Nico's got a gap. Nico's got a flash, but it didn't catch Simple. That would have been nice. Good kill for Na'Vi. Looking to respond. As Rain in the smoke. Will back off to make sure that he's not caught off if they push through. He's got an angle to excavate, shall we call it. If they try and push through. The aggression from Na'Vi having already fortified in mid. Nico gone. Simple as well. Your two heavy hitters in this game. Appropriate that Nico responds after discussion on the desk, but Rain's gonna have to fall off even further. They've conceded. Not for long though. Guardian's able to slide out and pick up one further kill. At jungle, he's also found Electronic. He'll get out of the flames. They're trying desperately to get rid of him, and he gets flamey. Speaking of the fire, leaving us with just Zeus. This could go 3-0 for FaZe on the CT side.
It looking like it will. The fact that Zeus is left in this clutch with no bomb plant at this point, I don't really feel like he's going to be much of a dent on the scoreboard. It's going to be Carrigan to finish things off there. Nice shot with the AWP. 3-0 for FaZe. That's exactly what they wanted. It seems like once their financial situation was really grounded there, managing to get the double orbs out. And just adjustment there. Just a slight adjustment of Olofmeister putting down the orb, Carrigan picking it up since that B bomb side a little bit stronger, and Olof's been playing great towards short. So that seems like that was a sensible decision, and it will be 3-0. FaZe need one round on the T side to walk away with a victory here. God knows they need it. Yesterday, after losing 2-0 to Astralis, they need to start taking down some big names here. After already losing Inferno to Na'Vi, winning in overtime means they only get 2 points, so Na'Vi have guaranteed at least one. But still, FaZe want to be up there. They want to make sure they make the playoffs.
Yeah, 2 overtime losses for them would be substantial, I would say. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah.
That
2
was
points
brought in,
where there could have been 6.
Last season, just to help differentiate between the
points.
The
tie-break system was far too confusing.
It was way too confusing. Like, we were working it out down to the minutes.
Yeah, like head-to-head plus rounds lost plus... Yeah, it was a bit much.
I think this was the perfect little way to kind of congratulate people and say, wow, you just had an epic game.
It's almost like football had figured it out years ago.
Yeah, it's true. Well, like we said, FaZe need one. Double orb set at this time. Flamey, this is when they started losing rounds, when Flamey picked up the orb with Simple. So, let's see if they can hold on to it this time. It's going to be an A-sided attack. A lot of freedom to work with FaZe. They only need one round here. Money's not an issue. They can experiment some different avant-garde tactics here, as Flamey will be molotoving towards CT spawn, but he gets his head blown off at the spot, the nade out. Edward will get one back, and Simple doing what he does best. Quick, fast, and up-close AWP play. It's going to be Electronic left in the 4 versus 3. He'll try and get the next frag as Nico takes down Zeus.
Out. Can't convert though. Nico's gotten 2 kills. That's going to bring us almost level. Simple brings it to exactly that point because he finds Guardian. Nico's lower on HP, but he's going searching. He doesn't realize Edward's gone to the bench. And take a seat, FaZe, because we've got more rounds to play. Na'Vi finally gets 16.
Yeah, this is very common in overtime. Like I said, the defaults really go out the window. They try and just have variations of their set pieces, especially with the 3-0 as well. Trying to close it out as quickly as possible. Try and maybe catch them out of Na'Vi going for an aggressive play, and they're trying to chain things up. You're just going straight in towards that A-bomb site, and don't give them a chance to deploy whatever they had in mind. But Na'Vi hold on. 2 versus 2. They're going to need the next 2 rounds as well. Just a single orb setup this time as Rain. He's tried that a few times. Simple ready for this point. He does go towards the connector, takes him down the AWP, and continues his monstrous form as we go into an early 5-on-4.
Early 5-on-4 for Na'Vi, which means they want to extend. Nico again to respond by getting Simple. Mirage has always been a good Nico map in my opinion. Good play to Guardian. Bomb drops as a result of it, but Olaf responds and he'll be able to recover that bomb. No angle held from CT, but Edward doesn't care about that. He's got better things to do. It's down to Olaf on 44 HP. He's picked up an AWP.
He can do this, man. This is possible for him.
Good certainly is. Good read. He's only got 18 HP. No nades for Zeus, thankfully, because
Zeus.
Otherwise fire would be a problem.
Zeus has done him on the position there. Like, I don't think Olaf Meister, like in this particular situation, will be considering a ramp at all. Taken down. There it is. Yeah, it's just a very nice long rotation there from Zeus and Olaf Meister. Your adrenaline's pumping. You've hit some nice shots there. You got the bomb down. You're expecting a trade to come in straight away from the CTs. You're not anticipating a position like the A ramp. He's got to take a few sacrifices there and hope he doesn't come in that position. And we're looking at double overtime now as 2-0 comes in for Na'Vi. Seems like FaZe enjoy the double overtime environment, because that's where they're heading right now.
We're going all of the leap years, all of the rounds.
All the rounds.
Leap years are actually a thing, though. That's like every fourth year in February.
February, yeah. 31st of February exists.
No.
Oh, 29th of February exists, sorry. That's it. It's the other way around.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Brilliant. You got half of it there.
Yeah. Hey, man, it's not like it's important.
What do you mean it's the other way around? You don't go from 31 to 29. It's 28 to 29.
It's not important information. I'm sorry. It's 29. It's not like you're really smart if you know that.
Apparently you are, because you didn't. I'm kidding. I know you did. We can't fight on Valentine's Day. It's against our religion.
As we'll potentially have the last round here. FaZe just need one more.
Rain's watching underpass for anyone potentially pushing up in B apartments. They have pushed, but not all the way through. It's just in kitchen that Zeus sits. Ladder control as well for Electronic. And that's going to... Oh, yeah, spotted the gun barrel. Absolutely. One more step, please. Surely he did. Shoulder peeking
sure. He seems to be aware someone's there.
Yeah, he's shoulder peeking it. He's hoping that that op's not going to swing in with a pre-aim toward his direction. So he's actually called, I think, for the bait, because that's why Edward fires. He's trying to get Guardian out into the open. Simple's going to take Rain. So Na'Vi again in the open flame. He's rotated around instead to get Guardian. It's Olaf down. Na'Vi looking like they want to push this into a second overtime. Extra innings once more. Bomb dropped as well. It's recovered, but not yet planted by Nico. He'll swing in, but Olaf's changing it. Nico's got the shot on Flamey. Hang on. I was writing it off far too soon. Call the insurance company and tell them we've got a buyout, because Electronic now has to clutch it back. Bomb planted, and it's Nico and Olaf who started it off with 3 kills on the AWP. Electronic top of the stairs, can't spot either of them, and they know exactly where he is. They can play this to time. A Molotov will hold Olaf at bay. I wouldn't be surprised if he gets aggressive to support Nico. In fact, he's not. He's going to back all the way off and play it smart. He's got the bomb on his side. And Nico's down. Electronic to the AK. Knows that Olaf's back towards CT. Quick tap for the baits. And he's going to hit. Oh, he's not. He's not going to convert to spray. Somehow Olaf's alive on 16. Electronic knows he's low in the second time of charm. He's got the kit. He's got the time. We're going to double OT.
That's unbelievable. How has he done that? Electronic, it seemed like it was over. That missed spray towards CT spawn. Olaf Meister takes the bait. He assumed he was going for the full defuse there, man. I didn't think he'd challenge again on 5 HP. Like, just had to wait a little bit longer there. He counted for like 3 or 4 seconds. Electronic there, ready and waiting to go. Fair play. He's done it. We go to double overtime. After Olaf had such heroics there on the side with
overtime.
Nico.
What does it mean?
It's over and over again. That's going to throw a spanner in the works.
FaZe are going to set a record this year for the most amount of rounds played in Pro League.
I think so. Double overtime again.
So we'll get underway. No bathroom breaks this time, boys. If I have to sit here and hold my bladder, so do you.
Absolutely.
Op all ready for Guardian, the same 2 for Simple. So far, every round in overtime has been a CT round.
3-0 either side. Surprising FaZe couldn't close that one out. I thought that was the moment. 2-on-1 of Electronic. You thought they would have done it. Nico and Olaf Meister up against him. Nico loses the clutch first, like you said, as that incendiary towards City Spawn that really segregated the 2. And now Zeus, B apartments. Up against 4 players for FaZe. Their B execution. Remember the Molotovs, or the incendiaries, as you say, do hold them off. Tiso looking to challenge this. Flashbangs go in. Zeus wants to push a little bit further. I think this will be detrimental for him. Absolutely it will. Olaf takes him down, but Edward, I like this spot. They won't check this at all.
Oh my goodness.
They won't check this at all. He shoots time to shoot. He does get 3 in the end. Very well done. The bomb goes down. And there will be Edward, simple electronic, very low HP, but Guardian can't do anything about it. Edward just waits. As soon as he's in that position, I knew it. They weren't going to check that. Because Zeus, like, sure, he actually goes and dies, but he sets up the perfect bait. You don't expect 2 players in this position. They don't even check it. I thought that was stupid. The end of it. Carrigan really should nail that shot, to be honest, but unfortunately he does not. Double orb set up on the T side. Okay, Olaf, what have you got planned for us? Nothing. He throws it away. All right.
Throw it all away, Henry. Rain will back, or at least sit back. Toward A main. Bombs that direction as well. It's not exposing itself to the ramp just yet. It's trying to look for the execution instead. Contact made, but no damage dealt. Toward the connector. An electronic underneath, but Edward sitting toward Firebox. Flamey on an auto sniper. He's trying to get the shots toward A main. Can't do it. FaZe are looking to upset the order and finally get a terrorist-sided round. That might be enough, the way things have gone. In overtime, just Edward and Zeus to play. Edward and Firebox. I'm not sure Guardian's aware of it. Where's the communication? Surely they had to know.
But okay, Nico. There it is. It seemed like he can find the last couple of frags. It's been scrappy rounds. This does usually happen towards the deeper stages of the game. Double overtime now. The tactics kind of go out the window. It's just kind of being bullish and getting it together. Has triple ops, quadruple ops. What's going on here? Guys?
Let's get them all. Oh my goodness, they're actually
what is this
doing
about?
it.
The analysts are up in arms. They can't believe it.
Threatening to strike, to go on protest, actually.
Quad orbs on the T side of Mirage. Okay, it's a new one. Now dropping the 4th orb. Just 3 of them now. I say just 3. This is unprecedented. We've not seen anything like this in all our years.
And you've been around for a few of them.
Yeah. One apiece right now. Very strange approach from FaZe to close this one out. 4 players remain, and Rain removes one of them. Now just 3. Electronic rotates in. Nice control. Does manage to take him down eventually, but Guardian using one of those AWPs to one of the penultimate nails in the coffin there. Just Zeus and Edwards remain. Surely get that kill. Apparently not. Now it's going to be 2-1 FaZe. No way. I'm afraid Edward can win this round. We'll go into the next half momentarily. Edward will try and pad his score a little bit.
Sneak back through the window. FaZe with 2 terrorist-sided rounds. Now sit in the hot seat once more. They need 2 more rounds. 21-21, Hank, and we go to triple overtime.
That would be
I'm
amazing.
sorry that I've suggested the possibility, but you have to in situations like
that'd be one
these.
for the ages if that happened. I don't think we've had that in Pro League before, have we? I think we've probably seen maybe triple overtime.
Oh, come on, we must have.
In our history.
We're on season
We're the
7
overtime
by
masters
now.
of Pro League, though. It seems to happen every game we cast is overtime.
It feels like season 9. Why do I keep wanting to say season 9?
It doesn't exist, so maybe you know the future.
Maybe. Wouldn't it be nice if Cloud9 won season 9?
Yeah. They won season 6, didn't they?
It took them 9
Season
tries
5.
to get Skadoodle into the playoffs, and they won it on the 9th. That was rather poetic.
Well, here we go. 2-1 in favor of FaZe. 1 round to secure the match point, 2 to close it out. Is it possible?
No.
You'd think so now that on the CT side. They've had 3-0 there before. They're not going for the double orb setup, just Guardian on this singular. It's going to be simple, facing towards connected. Nice little bit of movement there to get there nice and quickly. It's going to be a default setup here. Maybe more of a focus towards mid. 1 player going to be apartments, 1 towards Palace. Pass. Flashing towards connector. Nice little pop flash there. Nico gets wrecked by it. Has to sit behind the smoke.
Nico with an aid down. Electronic forward enough to not take damage from that, but he will from the bullets instead. Nico gets away with 12 HP. Kerrigan looking to capitalize on anyone pursuing him through connector, but no one will. Smoke down, there's not much chance of doing so. Olaf, meanwhile, will Molotov and hold Palace at bay. Kerrigan's patience does pay off. He'll get Edward in the end. 2 men down already for Na'Vi, and Simple's got to get aggressive. A Deagle in hand. And ladder room attained. He's got an AWP now behind the vent. Good play, Flamey. Gets out Olaf. Zeus has pulled it back. We go 3-3. Rain's pushed up toward A main. Flamey's not ready for it. Good jump toward the Tetris blocks.
Well, here we go. Zeus and Simple up against it now. They really do need to try and make this round go in their favor. They need to avoid match points at this stage. Zeus with the AK-47, Simple, of course, with that AWP. Get the poster frag in this round as they reposition, head towards the B bomb site. It's going to be Guardian waiting for them. Hit one of the shots. It should be round over. It's going to be Zeus to actually nail him with the AK. They should get a plant here now. They're going to take plant for sure. That's where Simple is waiting for them. They've got Molotovs, 2 of them. They should win this, actually. This is looking more promising for Na'Vi, if anything. Flashbang from Zeus. Just trying to buy himself some time right now. Like I said, with that Molotov, it's down Rain. It's actually Simple to beat him to the punch. Like I said, 3-on-2. Guardian might have wanted to be in a more defensive position there. Playing towards the bench would have been beneficial for him, as Kerrigan now, not known to win these sort of rounds, will be Molotoved out of position. Can't do much about it. And it looks like Na'Vi are keeping their heads above water here.
There's sharks in the water. 2020.
21-21, we do it all over again.
Hindsight is 2020, Hank.
It is.
My IQ is 20, Hank.
I wasn't aware. I did have my suspicions.
I'm sure many people did. Molotov to connector from Simple. No one playing in there yet for FaZe. Nico's close by. He'll wait for that to extinguish itself, or burn itself out, I should say. And then smoke down. Designed to peek above it. He's going to push through it, perhaps. It's actually going to gap toward the underpass. Well-timed flash. But no, was that... okay, I think that flash actually came from Na'Vi. I don't think that was thrown from Catwalk by Olaf. I didn't see a blue trail. So a bit fortunate, perhaps, that that flash landed when it did. Either way, Olaf's going to back all the way into B. They've lost one on both sides. Nico has gone down, I should say, to the hands of Zeus.
Another 4-on-4. Whoever wins this round will find match point again for the first time in double overtime. We'll see who it's going to be. Simple, ready to strike. Guardian's going to jump at the ticket booth. You know he is, and Simple doesn't miss these sort of flicks. Guardian, brave, and down he goes. Simple knew it was coming. That's a textbook Guardian position, and Kerrigan smoked out. He'll be useless at this point. Can't really do much of this, looking for a gap. Desperation. He might just have to run through and hope for the best here. His teammates just waiting on the A-bomb side. Simple. Oh my god, how does he just know everything that's going to happen in Counter-Strike every single time? Up the Rain now. Left in towards that A-pass position, but hold on. Flamey takes him down. Olaf Meister, 2 versus 1. We've seen some big clutches so far here on Mirage. Can he deliver yet another? Molotov towards the side. Zeus should be flushed out by that. He can't stand the flames. He has to face, and of course he nails the shot. Na'Vi to find match point first after winning some tremendous clutches here. 3 versus 2, 2-on-1. They keep delivering results here.
The Logitech Henry G replay as Simple takes the shot. You said it, you wouldn't miss many of those. Smartly gets rid of the bomb and then still gets his aim back in time to get carried.
Carrigan just had no options there. He's like, well, I pushed through there, I'm going to get a grey screen. They're probably waiting for me. I'll give it a go. Down he goes, and then Simple just styles on them. It's going to be match point, like you said, for Na'Vi, looking for that 2-0 again. FaZe need 1 for triple overtime, ladies and gentlemen. The first time we'll see it in Season 7. It'll be a historic moment if it comes in.
Flash is out. Olaf ready and waiting. He's already had 1 player cross during that flash time. He goes there with him. Olaf's pushing up. This is desperate. Misses the shot. Can't quite capitalize. Electronic tried. And Nico's going to punish him for it. So they get desperate, and FaZe now with a 2-man advantage, looking to stretch us further yet again. If they lose double overtime twice in 2 nights, remember that toward the end of the season when they got 1 point where there could have been, 2 points where there could have been 6. They're not willing to let that go, because that could be the difference between playoffs and not, absolutely, as we're this early in the season.
And it looks like it's happening. 5-on-3, very unlikely they can actually get towards the bomb site here. Time ticking away. Hit to the 45-second mark. It's up to Rain, who's actually pushed all the way through the A Palace. So much information gathered now. He can actually call for his teammates. A's pretty much clear. You can just leave one there. It's going to be the AWP towards connector. Olofmeister knows it. Flashbang's coming in, and we'll see whether he can hold them off and finish the job here. Just needs to find one kill. Nico's already beat him to the punch. 5 on 2. Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to triple overtime. As Olofmeister will bring it to the 4 versus 1. Edward with less than 20 seconds now. That is it. It's happening.
Well, there we go. We stretch the boundaries yet again. 21-21, both teams responding with terrorist-sided halves, this time in overtime. Hank, I'm going to make a prediction.
Okay.
We're going to quadruple overtime.
It could happen. It really could.
I just said that to try and see what your reaction would be.
Well, at this point, it's just a drop in the ocean now, isn't it? Might as well see how far they can go. 21-21, all the rounds, and then some. It will be staying on the same sides, not moving over. The only reason we're laughing a little bit is obviously we have to do 6 maps tonight, and it's it kind of completely wrecks the schedule for the next teams coming up. So we can't like accelerate anything. We kind of have set times for each game.
Absolutely.
So like obviously this scenario, it's not ideal. It's not like a LAN where we can just speed everything up and hope for a quick game. And then we've got the NA broadcaster coming as well. So this is not an ideal situation for the landscape, but still. We're all here for this particular game.
I like that lens. We've narrowed the scope. We've got it to about 200 millimeter. You get nice compression ratio behind your subject.
Oh, yeah.
That's a beauty.
Well, here we go then. Double AWP setup this time. Guardian and Olofmeister. They have been mixing that up time and time again. This time we move forward. It will be 24 to find match point. 25 for the win.
Nade in. Bench dead. Player's not. Barely scathed. Although, Simple is in position once more. He's got a smoke in front. He's going to push through that. He wants to catch Kerrigan. Knows where he's going to go. That's uncharacteristic from Simple. Kerrigan winning the duel. And a big duel to win as well, because one of the ops, the only op I should say, down on the T side. Speaking of one of the ops, that's because there's 2 on the CT side, and Olaf's going to take advantage of his by getting Edward.
Well, there we go. FaZe with the early lead right now. A lot of damage inflicted to Zeus and Flamey at the very same time. Nico knows he can get away with a bit more here, so he will be playing in the connected. Most teams would like maybe fall back to all the more defensive positions, but he knows he can even afford to go down. He's confident in his ability. Still had their little one-way smoke to work with. Zeus will boost up towards a window now. Nico spots him. He'll be throwing a little bit of an incendiary here, just buying him some time. Flashbangs through. It's unlikely Na'Vi can recover this situation. We'll find out though. It's a good try as Electronic takes down Nico. Like we said, he was happy to be sacrificed there. He wanted to see if he could close it out single-handedly. Good shot. Not landed though by Guardian. Zeus actually refacing. What's he up to? How has he got away with that? 3 attempts. He gives all Guardian and then actually kills him as well. It's all of a sudden a 3-on-3. Carrigan does find the bomb though. Flamey looking for the trade. Can't get it. It's going to be Carrigan with 2 kills towards short there. Zeus left in the 2 versus 1. Misses the jump. Come on. The time it really mattered when it might have actually saved the round. He only has 10 seconds now. No chance. Just have to try and kill both of them. Oh. We're off.
We're off. I think the round 2 is off. We won't get our replay. We'll go back to it. He's going to save the AK at very least, but you're right. He doesn't have any chance to do it. 22 now for FaZe Clan.
Some of these older boys, you know, the movement's not as quite on point as the young guns. But his Carrigan, this is all he has to do. Perfect. Just falling back to more defensive lines, finding the kills that really mattered, get that bomb down, and just trying to stay alive there. You know, the clock was low, and denied everything there. So the first round of triple overtime goes to FaZe Clan here. Olofmeister, that's the jump he's looking for. Just a previous chance to reiterate that. He'll be boosting himself up, looking for a gap in the smoke there. Flashbangs do come in, you have to try and dodge them, and then reface and get anyone crossing over towards the mid boxes. Zeus waiting for any aggression. We haven't seen a ton of aggression, I have to say, from FaZe. It's been very standard rounds. They're just mixing the AWP up. They haven't gone for like super hyper aggressive rounds towards top and middle or pushing to be apartments. They're just playing very standard, changing the setup, sure, with AWPers towards short, sometimes in the connector, but they haven't really displayed an amazing amount of aggression coming through. And I guess it makes sense against a team like Na'Vi. They'll be ready and waiting for it. As we'll go to an execute now. They've got 4 smokes to work with. They'll be more of the same. We've seen plenty of the executes in this particular map. Jungle, steps, CT spawn, Molotov sandwich, Molotov shadow if you can, and then flash over. Some teams like to go in before the smokes even bloom. We'll see what they opt for. So yeah, Edward's already in there before the smoke even go off, so he can get in there and catch the CTs with the nades in their hand. That's the idea there. Just as they're reacting, he's going in and finding kills.
Front of the smoke, trying to play close. Kill on Rain, encouraging to try and push through, but the bomb's dropped. Nico finds Electronic before the plant comes in. That's a problem, because now chaos ensues. They can get the rotation over from B. The rotation, therefore, being Kerrigan. And that means Edwards pushed up, because no one's towards CT stairs yet. Edwards able to get the kill. Bomb does get planted. And favor to Na'Vi to bring this back 22-22. As Nico looks desperately towards Simple, who waits on the site, not willing to go anywhere orthodox. He wants to catch them off with the WP, and he will. Olaf goes down first, just Nico remaining. Good start. Knows that Simple's there at this point in time, but how to contend with it, that's another matter, because Flash goes out. It's not going to force Simple to peek. He doesn't have to, and he's got the crossfire set with Edward. He's evaded himself behind the smoke, however. He's going to play the time.
Oh, I thought he was going to go for it. Edward does run through, though. Running and gunning, 5 HP. And it's going to be 22-22 as Na'Vi go for the full execution there. Trading out, like I said, Flamey getting there first is trying to catch CTs off guard. At this stage of the game, certainly could have an exhaustion started to set in. It's a bit of a slog playing this amount of rounds. Round number 3, last of the first half here. Like we said, first to 24 gets match point, first to 25 is a victory. We're on triple overtime right now, we're looking for quadruple overtime. Is it up there?
Can I get a 1? Can I get a 2? Can I get a 2 going to 3? Maybe to 4. Simple trying, can't land again. That's 3 shots he's now missed at B with the fast play. That's going to get frustrating for our boy. Nico. Ooh. You sneaky bear. Not going to commit to it, actually. Just wants to make sure he's clear in the back lines, and now he's going to be gifted a kill. Goodbye, Zeus. Goodbye, Simple. Not bad, Nico.
Well, it's looking like FaZe will be taking the 2-1 lead here. Well, it's the last round, no saving. They'll be going for it. The initial approach shut down, and there are CT players ready and waiting in the B apartments. This will not work out well for Na'Vi. If they do go any further, they will. Nico, Kerrigan, smoke down. He's going to find himself in a situation. Nico finds 2 more. That's going to secure the round, so that's fine. If he went down there, there was still a slight chance.
Flamey fighting valiantly with 26 seconds. Has the bomb, but not aware that Olaf is up close. 23 now for FaZe. We swap over. The number we are looking for is 25.
We are looking for it. Is it up there, though?
I'm not sure it is. This certainly has all sorts of ingredients to go to another overtime, the way that they're trading back and forth. Good play from Nico to push all the way up.
Yep, very well played. He didn't see it coming. Pretty much close things out as well. 4 kills for him, 23-22. That's 2-1 if you're playing along at home.
For those of you following in black and white, I think he used to say.
Yep. Auto sniper. All right, Flamey. Now it's getting spicy. Let's see what that can do. A rare appearance from the weapon. Used to be much more prevalent in CSGO. It's an appearance about once a tournament these days. And we'll see if Flamey can get anything done with that particular weapon. He'll be towards CT spawn. It's actually very viable in Mirage. Obviously, get all the smoke executions. You can just spam towards that position when they go for the wall of smokes. So it does make sense. Will it be the secret weapon here? We will find out.
So Zeus trying to work his way into a position of seeing in the window. Olaf not able to hit. Wouldn't take much. Certainly wouldn't take an AWP. Simple, we'll use one against him. And now we have a chance to go 23-23. Just kidding, we're only early in the round.
Yeah, we do have a chance, though. You are accurate.
I am accurate. I paint in broad strokes.
Yeah. Well, a minute remaining. A-split will come through. It's all down to Edward, really.
Oh, he's
inside that A-ramp. Got the bomb. That's over. Round done.
Flamey.
Yeah, nothing they can do about this now. They've got the auto sniper, the bomb on the A-ramp. Like, how do they even get back into this round now? See you later. And that's going to be it. It's going to be tied up 23-23.
I told you it was going to be 23-23.
That was actually really well played, and to be fair, they do that a lot, FaZe. They often have the bomb on Guardian's back, and it's probably the last person you want to have the bomb is the AWPer, because if anything does go wrong, he's in a really awkward position, can't pull the weapon out, and he's often by himself, and as you can see, it does go horribly wrong sometimes.
It's not gone to plan on either side, but we still fight on. Simple toward mid. No smoke out in it yet. There is a Molotov going behind the boxes that will limit the cross for Olaf. The rest of FaZe clan have elected to occupy the B apartments. I looked into living here, but the rent was too steep for me. Bit noisy outside, actually, as well. Kept hearing gunshots and grenades. I don't know why. I have to speak to the landlord about that. Molotov in the hall, may not matter. It's going to funnel them back over toward A. They're already there. As it is, through connector, Flamey hits only one. With the auto sniper this time by, because Nico's able to trade it, but Simple's gotten back on Kerrigan, and Edward, well boosted, is easily able to dispose of Nico, running aggressively to try and hold off CT stairs. That leaves Olaf to cover the rotation at Vent. Good play on Simple. Alex to try and look through it, but Zeus already has the kill. This is going to put Na'Vi yet again onto match point first. As FaZe will be limited on the terrorist side as well. Guardian still with bomb, looking for a shot. One shot's all it would take for him to create space. He's got 46 seconds to then work with that. Knows that they had a boost in the corner previously, but is there a chance they're still there? Didn't quite see the neat, and Edwards got the shot.
Well, there we go. That's FaZe. That's when I talked about trying to bring variations of your strategies, new ideas to the table. They're trying to sell the idea as a B execution there. Sending one player in, I assume was Carrigan, I didn't quite catch it. They throw all the smokes, all the Molotovs, flashbangs, and they throw a player like Carrigan in. Objective just to get one kill. Even if he dies, it's fine. He wants to just cause rotations, all those smokes are going off. He goes in, doesn't really find anything at all, and it's very well read from Na'Vi. They don't take the bait whatsoever. And the problem with that is when you go back towards A, you need to hope they've taken the bait somewhat, because you've got no real grenades actually getting towards the A site. They came in one by one through the connector, got absolutely wrecked, and it will be Na'Vi posting the first time in triple overtime match points here. One more will do it for them. Of course, if FaZe do it, going for that prestigious quadruple overtime. We're going for the world record here, Matt. We're coming in for it. What was it again? Like
No, that was 78 rounds.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, we're nowhere near that yet.
No, not yet.
But
Give it time.
I've gotta hope.
Give it time.
Kerrigan only with 18 kills.
Yeah, he's had a stinker.
There's someone with 18 kills on Na'Vi, if I wasn't mistaken with that scoreboard. Yeah, Flamey.
He's also had a stinker.
I had a stinker this morning, too.
Yeah. Surprised about that.
I had to leave the balcony door open for a bit.
Air it out. One more round, ladies and gentlemen. FaZe pull it off. It's quad overtime. That will be a Pro League first.
I have to check the stats on whether or not triple overtime is or
sure.
not.
At least at our tenure here.
B is wide open, by the way.
They've left
On
the
both
open. This
accounts.
could be good.
Could be good for Na'Vi.
This would be a brawl. Here we go.
Well, starts off in favor for Na'Vi. That's a sign of the end, perhaps. FaZe is explosive. Guardian with the op. And Electronics got a hold underneath the balcony. He's got the Molotov down, but they're already in. Olaf with the shot, trying to force out more rounds again. As Edward from Firebox. He's got two. And make it a third. He finds Guardian over the top. It's just Olaf remaining. And Edward gets 4 kills. He's had enough. Whether or not everyone else has, he doesn't really care.
Well, there he goes. It's the epic game on Mirage I'm sure we'll be talking about till the end of the season. Na'Vi getting 2-0 over FaZe after they dropped to Astralis yesterday in a very similar fashion. Double overtime. Na'Vi, that's great points for them. They really struggled in Season 6, Matt. They're looking much better. And maybe could even make the playoffs this time.
Maybe could make the playoffs this time, unlike Alex's prediction of them being on the bottom of the league. FaZe has now lost 2 double overtime games. That's going to haunt them at the end of the year. Listen, gentlemen, I'm going to ask for permission to leave the bridge. It's been a long one. Please, by all means, take over. All
right, Captain Cadet, you are excused. Please go use your... That was, no, you're the captain. He's the cadet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Captain Cadet, you're excused. We're going to go talk at the bridge. You need to go ahead and get yourself 5 minutes of not casting.
Just need to use the bathroom really
badly. Go pee.
Okay,
All right, that's Hank, and of course none other than Sadakis the Tank. We'll be talking to more of them after they get into the next game, Sports Astralis. But good God, what a slog. Yanko and Chad joining me.
They're very selfish of these teams, isn't it? It's Valentine's Day. I thought people would, have dates going on. They'd want to get it over and done as quickly as possible.
Yeah.
I wanted to tee some stuff up for after the broadcast. They're really not thinking about the rest of us.
Yeah, but come on, Chad. Anders made that list, like 4 things. You can only pick 2. One of them is play CS, have a girlfriend. play World of Warcraft. Can't remember the fourth one, but I'm sure
you can only do 2.
You can look it up, and you can only do 2. So maybe, you know, it's...
Play WoW, play CS.
Yeah, maybe
easy.
that's it for these guys.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's the
Got
real
priorities
answer.
wrong, I think. Anyway, that was a good game of Counter-Strike.
25-23.
Simple just went ham. Nico showed up. It had a lot better performance from that first map. I don't know who played a better game of Counter-Strike because there were so many clutches. Simple was pulling off just insane rounds.
I can see in the end, what it took from Navi was just, let's just stack A.
That
5 players.
That last round,
They go
yeah.
B, we have another overtime, but they're not going to go B, they're going to come A. And that one in the round, you know, it was a messy game, a lot of, you know, clutches, players. Edward got a 4K in the last round from that firebox, ninja box, however people call it. You know, he had another round previously where he also had a lot of kills from there, and communication seemed to be a bit off for FaZe. So, all things considered, Navi should have probably even closed it out in regulation. They had won both pistols and all of that jazz, but FaZe clawed their way back.
There was one round that I thought, you know, Navi played really well. Well, not just one round, lots of rounds, but there's one which stood out for me. It was still in regulation. It was a 3-on-4 situation. They took the A bomb site. They smoked off CT spawn, and Zeus knew the only place that the player could die from was the connector because jungle was also smoked. And he played so forward and aggressive. And then from there, that's when Nico spammed, I think it was Edward through the box. Yeah. But that flash came in. Edward was able to step out, pick up one frag. Nico was stuck behind T, get that second. That was really well played by Navi. That's situational where you're playing for your teammates, right? You're putting yourself in a very forward position, Zeus first, and then playing off a teammate's flash. I think it was Electronic who flashed for Edward in that situation. And that kind of stuff that's the stuff I love to see because it means that they're staying heads up in every environment, right? Playing as a team, even those last moments.
And you know how we talk about, you know, often we describe overtime as a different game, different strategies emerge and different approaches to the game. It's very different from regulation. I don't know, you know, is there any better example than that Na'Vi gamble on the A stack? You know, that's game. Would we see that in regulation?
The other one was the 4 AWPs coming out from FaZe
4 AWPs on T side.
No, that's just they could potentially be expecting a lot of aggression to come out, and if you can afford it and you want to post up and wait 30 seconds of the round, there's no better way to do that with the AWPs, right? They did pick up the AKs in more transition, but you're bang on there with that stuck on the A site. You may as well take a gamble at that point, right? And these are the kind of things which win games, and to do that and pull it off in that fashion to close out such a banger of a match is a good call by Zeus, I assume.
Yeah, I love that. I'm assuming it's coming from Zeus, but you can see some of the highlights here. Everyone contributing. Edward was closing in on Simple's frags as well towards the end of that one. Is 4K a big part of this? This was fantastic round. Actually managed to get 3 off the back of this one. A fresh magazine. Is anything stopping him from getting more?
That's something you also need to give props to Navi. They had a couple of bait setups like that when they have 2 players, just one a bit further up, and then his job is, you know, just to create as much noise as he can, and he kills are a bonus because Edward is the guy who's the joker there, and he has to make a play, and they did that a couple of times.
I wanted to just make a note. I said that they were going to try and bully Karrigan over towards that B bomb site, and they actually didn't get much success because you saw the heavy lean coming out from the FaZe players, the underpass pushes with Nico and Olaf time and time again, and they didn't really let the B hits stifle them in any way. Karrigan didn't have a lot of frags, but they weren't having success at B, the Na'Vi guys. They actually had more success on the T side when they got mid control and did the A splits. That's where they were actually picking up rounds as opposed to the B attack.
And 0 complaints from me, despite having very low expectations from Na'Vi, as my predictions did indicate. I'm enjoying seeing them play as well as they are.
I'm still with you, Alex, in a sense that Na'Vi is not impressing. They're getting the wins, don't get me wrong. That's great. That's ultimately what you want. But the way they're playing, it's still like the individuals, you know, getting them over the hump. It's, you know, winning some crucial rounds and key duels, pistols in this map in particular. It's not something that's consistent and long-term. Look at Flamey's performance, for one. He had that record-breaking performance on Mirage at the Major against QBF. Here, yes, FaZe is the better team, but it's not just that. You can see how there's a lot of volatility in performance, barring Simple, of course, who's playing out of his mind for some time now. So I still think Na'Vi need more, which you've seen playing great here online, but then they failed to qualify for Katowice 2 times, 5th to 8 in those 2 qualifiers. So they need to find a way to be more consistent with their performance. Yeah, the search for consistency will continue, but Na'Vi happy either way to go ahead and get themselves a 2-0 versus FaZe. Outrageous when you say it out loud. It is a fantastic performance from Simple that gets them over the line, and we're going to go ahead and remind ourselves of some of his highlights as we disappear. When we come back, though, time to see Mouse Sports in action versus Astralis, 2 undefeated teams. That's about to change after the break.